Jane Radio, Fridays on Sirius XM Stars, Sirius 102 and XM 155. And here is Jay Thomas.
Like a song you'd play when you're jumping rope, isn't it? You know, those where you're waiting for the the other team to get in there or whatever. Hey, it's the Jay Thomas Show. Shuli is smoking a joint downstairs in front of that no smoking sign, and we'll be in a minute. I think that's the funniest thing, that out in front of Sirius Satellite, there's a big, like a gold sign, black lettering, gold sign, and medium size, and everybody goes down there and they smoke in front of it. It says no smoking. And I've been there, I've been here over 4 years, right? Is that where do you smoke, Garrett? You're a cigarette smoker, aren't you?
Not anymore, no.
Is that where you used to smoke? You used to go down there and...
Yeah, as close to the sign as possible.
So that's your new...
Because they put the sign, right by the awning. So if it's raining, they make you stand out in the rain while you smoked.
Yeah, they're trying to get you not to smoke.
Yeah, well, it's not their call.
Well, no, they don't want others to walk by, breathe in the errant smoke.
Oh.
And then... I knew this guy who I'd known as an actor named Phil Leeds, and a really ugly man to begin with, but a sweet guy, dead now. And I hadn't seen Phil in a long time. If you've ever seen Rosemary's Baby, he was the driver of her car. And he's a ghoulish-looking guy. And then he was in all sorts of comedies and stuff forever, and I would work with this old guy, Phil Leeds. He was one of these guys that didn't have a chin, Looked like Madison, kind of. Could have been a relative. But prettier. Anyway, I hadn't seen Phil for a long time, and one day I see him, and, they've done something even more horrible to his chin. They've cut away something, and he's talking like that, right? So, I knew him long enough to say, hey, man, what happened? He goes, my wife died of lung cancer. I said, yeah, gee, I'm sorry to hear that. And I got secondary. And that's what it was. He never smoked a cigarette in his life, Garrett.
I had a chick, I know this, a wife of a friend of mine who failed.
You're like me on the telephone. You don't say hello. You just start talking.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time.
You know who you're like now? You're like Rodney Lee Conover.
His wife.
An hour into the show. Where have you been? I've been here the whole time. No one's talking to me.
Just didn't know when to jump in.
Yeah, didn't know when to jump in. Yeah.
No, his wife went for a job interview, and the drug test was a hair test, and she failed the hair test. And she doesn't smoke at all. She's never smoked. And he smokes so much that she had it in her hair. And when they tested it, she failed the drug test.
Oh, look, it's the root of the hair. And any drug that she's done over, 10 years, I think, is in the... I'm pretty sure
I heard
it's
it
still
was
in
3 years.
Well, I exaggerate everything. Expect me to stop now? But it's everything. So you're saying that because her husband smoked, she didn't get the job?
Yeah, and then he had to go smoke outside from then on.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You were outside smoking in front of that no smoking sign, which I think is really funny, that of all the places to smoke, everybody at Sirius, or in the entire, that entire building over there.
It really is a funny sight, just a herd of people right in front of a no smoking sign, smoking away like chimneys.
Now Garrett doesn't smoke anymore. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, somebody's shit don't stink all of a sudden.
Yeah, there you go. So he doesn't smoke.
How'd you give it up?
Cold turkey.
Just like that.
Just like
Tough
that.
guy, huh? Tough guy.
Wow.
Do you chew any gum?
Nothing.
Do you have a patch?
Nope, it was like, it was a little rough the first day, but then I get like a little craving after I eat for 5 minutes.
We all know.
That's about
We all
it.
know what you turn to get over the smoking. I mean,
Penis?
Vagina. Your girlfriend told you to stop smoking.
No, I quit before I met her.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, like 2 months before I met her.
And then you met her after you quit smoking.
Mm-hmm.
She a
Well, there you go,
non-smoker?
Shuli.
She's a non-smoker.
Shuli,
Yeah.
if you quit smoking, you'd meet somebody.
I already met somebody, and
Well, you'd meet someone different.
beauty thing is this one smokes and lets me smoke.
Oh, my God, she's a smoker, too?
No, she doesn't smoke like me. She'll like have one a day maybe, or 2 a day, unless I really piss her off. Then she'll go buy a pack. But she doesn't smoke a lot at all.
Yeah, I think my wife smoked one time, when she was younger. Or my wife was bad.
If I give her any pot, I have to shotgun it into her mouth like that.
That's not smoking.
I don't know.
That's not smoking.
Yeah.
Now, my wife did everything. She smoked. She took pills.
Well, that's why you married her.
Well, I didn't know all of it. You know what I'm saying? And every now and again, I'll hear her talking about sex, and somebody will say something about sex. And my wife says, "Oh yeah, I was too young. 14." And I'm sitting in the room thinking, there's like guys all over New Jersey going, "He married her?"
Right.
You're all, how we do. You go, "Hey, isn't that Carla Delby? Yeah. Oh my God, that guy married her." You never want to be that guy.
Never.
I think that half of us are that guy.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe it. We are that guy. Do you know anything about your girlfriend's past? Do you know anything about, where is she from, first of all?
Born in Jersey. And,
Well, that's close. That's close.
And then she moved out to Pennsylvania, and she lived in Pennsylvania, and then she moved to Florida for a little bit, and back to Pennsylvania, and that's where she's been the last 9 years.
You don't know anything about her, do you?
Not really. I don't like to dig too deep, because then you find shit out, and it's bad. I don't want to,
You don't want to go there. It's like, you know what? It's like a hair follicle, isn't it?
Yeah.
It carries everything.
Well, sometimes they just say shit without thinking, like,
About the boyfriend?
Yeah, or about your private parts or something. Like they'll just be like,
They'll give you a little glance to the privates and give you a little like a down eye.
Or they'll be like, not that she's ever said it, but I've met chicks that have been like, "Oh, the last 5 guys I dated, they were so small." And my mind's like, all right, that means she's fucked every guy she's dated. She's gauged the size of their penis. She's compared it in her mind mentally. This chick's a slut.
You don't want to be with anybody that talks about the past. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I agree.
My wife is like one of those spies in the Nazi war movies. Says nothing. She says nothing.
Just rank and serial number.
No, she doesn't even give that. You would never know she's a spy. She's absolutely a spy.
That's great.
And has no past whatsoever and remembers nothing of her childhood. And I recommend this to everyone because Shuli's right. You don't really want to know.
You don't.
It's great when you go, "Hey, what was it like in your house on Sunday?" Okay, like that.
Right.
The reason you're saying that is that you have a story to tell.
Right.
Right. Usually someone starts telling some long drawn out story that you're sorry you even brought it up. And then your story is not worth anything after that. Right?
Yeah.
Right. My wife says, I go, what were your house like on Sunday? She'd go, quiet. And then I would tell my big, long, drawn-out story. It's wonderful, So when you were traveling all over the world and you were working in the clothing industry and you would go to Paris, what would you do? We worked all the time. No, I mean, when you would go to Paris, you were first class, the Saks Fifth Avenue was putting you up in the finest hotels and bars and restaurants. Oh, yeah, we ate everything. We had And so then everyone would go to bed, and you're very attractive, and you'd be in the bar. And there must have been someone one night in the bar, and she would go, "Nope, that never happened." But that's how we met.
Well, and I think a big difference is, as guys, we're okay with that answer. Most of us. At least I know I am.
Nothing happened.
Whatever. We worked all day. Okay, cool. Women, on the other hand, they dig. They want every detail. They ask questions that they really, really don't want the answer to. And when you give them that answer, you've just stepped in a huge trap.
She doesn't ask any questions either.
Who, your wife?
Doesn't ask a question.
Perfect.
I have the pictures of the girlfriends because I like to throw the really pretty ex-girlfriends. I show them to my kids. Look what Dad used to do. Mm-hmm. And I go, you want to see Kathy Dubose? No, I don't want to see her. She doesn't care. Never. It's the most. But
that is amazing that she doesn't even care.
Doesn't care.
That's crazy.
She's never even called me when I'm out of town and asked me what I was doing. 3:00 in the morning.
She really doesn't care.
And, of course, I come home early because I'm afraid this might be the night that she calls. You know, the only night that I was really close to maybe getting in trouble, I was working in Canada, and sure enough, at 2 a.m, Canadian time, I get a call when she announced that everyone in the family had tuberculosis. And we caught it from one of our Ecuadorian maids.
Serves you right.
It's 2 o'clock, and I went, man, thank God I came in. Thank God I'm in this room. And she's crying, and they all have tuberculosis, and they have to be tested, and the whole thing. Well, we test the maid first. She doesn't have it. We test another kid. He doesn't have it. We test another kid. He doesn't have it. My wife has it, okay, all by herself. So I say, look, when you were traveling around the world, you had to catch tuberculosis from somebody, you know. Did you ever go to India? Yes, I did. Did you ever sitting late in a bar and an Indian man was there? No. Went to bed. Worked all day. Then how did you get tuberculosis? I don't know.
Maybe it was
because
in the
the
bed.
doctor said you had to get it in a foreign country, and you usually have to catch it from another human being that you have, swap some juices with, perhaps. Nope. How about China? Been to China. Late one night in a little Chinese bar with those paper lanterns.
Right.
A really handsome pilot. I would even give, maybe you'd have went upstairs with the guy.
Right.
Never happened. Worked all day. That was it. That's what I recommend. Rick of Arizona, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Rick, how are you?
Hey, Jay, I'm good. I'm a truck driver. I was just reading in the Trucker News. They have a magazine that comes out. They're talking about the hair test because they're encouraging other companies.
Can I ask a question about that magazine? Do they have people that they feature like Big Wheel of the Month? Do they have that kind of thing?
It's pretty good. They discuss all the recent, federal motor carrier rules, and
well, what's a new one? What's one of the new ones before we get to the drug?
I like the editorial column, 10-4, good buddy.
That's right, 10-4, good buddy. Here's another one. You have 4 guys that are spokes, Shuli, and then 1 guy's the big wheel every month.
Ooh, I like that.
No, spokes don't work. There would be what? Nuts, bolts. There would be lug nuts. That's right, lug nuts. That's the funny column. Lug nuts.
Well, what's long and hard on a truck driver?
I don't know.
The second grade.
I was going to say a hemorrhoid. But.
So in the lug nuts column, that's one of the jokes. So in the Trucker magazine, before we go to the drug testing, what's one of the articles, what's one of the new things that you just read about and you didn't know it before you got the magazine?
I know, and I already threw it away. Otherwise, I pick it up and look at it. I'm trying to think. There was one main thing they're talking about. I can't remember now.
Can't remember?
Clutch of the month?
Wouldn't you love if
they talk about, they show also accidents and drivers of the month, and then some truck driver who rescued babies, because of the car caught on fire, stuff like that.
Would be funny if we heard him skid off the road, and as he's skidding into his death, he goes, "Oh, I remember now." Okay.
But actually, the article is a lot about the drugs and the drug testing because they're going to go to the hair follicle test. But you know what they said? I always thought it was like 5 years. But they said it was 90 days.
It's definitely over 90 days. It's definitely over 90.
And
no, you know what?
It's everybody.
No. Well, the thing is that I want to say that cocaine is actually the fastest.
It is. It gets out of your body the fastest.
Pot is 6 months.
Pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't smoke when I'm driving. But if I don't drive for a year, or if I take some time off, I'll smoke pot.
Right.
But
sure.
It'll show that on the follicle, right? But these drivers are doing coke, and it goes out of their system in two days, and I haven't even done coke in a week, and I'll get busted.
Yeah,
I haven't even done pot in a week, and I'll get busted.
By the way, this guy would not be a good wife for me. Okay.
Right.
He's told us everything in 3 minutes.
TMI. Too much information.
Wow.
You know what I did once to get a job? Is that they sell this real piss. I had a IV of piss with a tube, and you run it down your leg, and you put it down there. When they give you a piss test, you kind of squeeze your arm, and real piss comes out.
Yeah, but the one problem with that, because my girlfriend works at a doctor's office where they do a lot of drug testing, is the cup that you're peeing in has a temperature scale on it, and the pee has to be a certain temperature. If it's not that temperature, then it's piss that was brought in.
Well, no, wait a minute now. They put a chemical in there like they do for the hand warmer, Shuli.
Yeah,
and it turns it hot. Yeah.
This thing had an organic heat pad that you would stick on the thing. And
That's
then it
right.
had a temperature. It had a temperature. When it got to that temperature, you knew it was okay. The whole problem is that you got to kind of maneuver this and do it because they watch you.
Yeah.
And you got to squeeze your arm and pull this tube out. And it was
My girlfriend loves busting dudes with piss on them. She loves it.
What does she do for a living? She catches people?
Well, no, she works at a doctor's office, and she's a receptionist, office administrator,
And a piss tester?
And, well, a lot of jobs send their potential employees to this clinic to take a drug test. And so they have to go to the front desk and, check in and get their info. And a lot of people, she says a lot of guys, it's a real easy telltale sign that they walk in and they go, I need to go right now, because they usually have piss in some sort of container on them that they want to get off of them immediately, And
so they run in and
they go, can I pee right now? Can I pee right now? And they almost always get caught. They almost always get busted.
Well, but when I go to the doctor's office, I go in by myself. I go into the bathroom by myself, and
they don't go in with the guys, but
Now, when you're doing it, I think my brother had this drug testing business. I think they look at the guy peeing or something.
Well,
or they have somebody when you're caught. Rick, when you're caught, what did they do to you when you got caught with the cocaine?
I've never been caught, although I know that in the trucking industry, if you are told to do a random piss test, say you're driving back to the yard, they say you're selected for a random piss test. If you don't get it, go to the doctor that they're specific place that they want you to go, and you don't go there within 2 hours, it's considered positive. It goes on your DAC report. A DAC report's like a trucker's credit report, tells every history, and you just won't get hired anywhere because every company runs a DAC report, and if you refuse the piss test, they won't hire you.
That's what I hate. When they stop you, that guy that tells us how to beat tickets says you can't take the test and all that.
Right.
They handcuff your ass.
Absolutely.
They handcuff you and bring you to jail, and you got to call a lawyer, and you refuse the piss test and all of that kind of stuff.
I worked as a blackjack dealer in Vegas for a little while.
They made you piss, right?
First of all, I passed the piss test, to get hired. And at maybe 7 months into working there, all of a sudden they came to me and a friend of mine and they said, we want to give you guys a random drug test. But this time it was a hair test. I actually had a little bit of hair back then. So I tell my friend, I go, what are we going to do? He says,
they could pull one of your nostril hairs.
Well, I didn't know this at the time.
They could pull one of your pubes.
We go to this salon stylist that he knows. We pay $100. She strips, dyes, bleaches our hair. I walk out of there looking like Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls with a fucking eggplant-colored hairdo. And I go to the fucking clinic to get my test. And the woman, I'll never forget, she looks at me and I watch her eyes directly go to my hair. And as she's staring at my hair, she looks at me and she goes, how you doing today? And I said, I'm doing fine. And she goes, great, rolls up my sleeve and pulls a chunk of hair right out of my arm. The whole time she's staring at the hair on my head. Yeah. And the look on my face must have been priceless because, it was that stoner moment where you realize they can take hair from anywhere on your body. And 2 days later, I still have, Golden Girls hair. My pit boss walks over and goes, you lied to me, clean out your locker. Get out.
Oh, they caught you.
Oh, yeah. I failed the test. Lost the job.
Did you have to tell your parents?
Yeah. I told them the guy said some anti-Semitic remarks, and I quit. I'm not an idiot. I was living under their roof at the time. I'm not going to tell them.
You did the right thing, surely.
Yeah, good for you, son.
Yeah, don't let them say nothing.
My philosophy is that if I'm driving, I don't do drugs at all. I'm clean. They can test me anytime I'm clean. If I don't have a driving job, if I take a year off or 6 months off or go to Mexico or something, I'll smoke all I want. I'll just clean out before I get back in the truck. But, I wonder what it was like in the 70s if the accidents were more because everybody was, doing a lot, the hard.
Oh, my God. It was, when you would drive, I notice it now. It was wild, man. These guys were on speed.
Everybody should have been in bumper cars back then.
Yeah, the trucks were going 80 miles an hour. It was wild.
You got Pintos rolling around that can blow up from a rear collision.
Hey, Rick, Rick, Saya Trucking, that trucking company?
Yeah.
Yeah, that started in Louisiana. Think about it.
They pull doubles. They pay two. They pull the double cup.
Yeah, think about a company that was started in Louisiana. You know, a trucking company. Imagine who was in. Guys like my brother were driving those trucks. You know.
I mean, they never slept for 3 days.
No, they didn't do a damn. No, they did not. No, they didn't. All right, thank you very much, Rick of Arizona. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Surely this show I was going to come on and talk about the politics.
No need.
And the investment problems and all those kind of things, but no. Do we have Scarborough dropping the F-bomb the other morning? Do we have that? Yeah, we have that. Okay, we'll run that in a minute. I have yet to hear it, but I want to hear it.
You
Tim,
haven't heard it?
Not yet. Tim of Baltimore. Yes, Tim, how are you?
Hey, guys, how you doing? Shuli, how's it going, brother?
Hey, Timmy, what's up, bud?
Hey, man, how's it going? You going to the Pellegrinos for Thanksgiving or what?
You know what's funny is they just asked me, the heads, the powers that be just asked me I was doing for Thanksgiving, and I said I'm not sure, and they said, would you be interested in having Thanksgiving dinner with a certain whack packer from the Stern Show? And and I was like, look, I sat in a room for 20 hours with two fat guys crapping and weighing it, and you guys have the balls to ask me if I want to go spend and I said, I looked them right in the eyes. I said, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you.
Well, they're running out of material over there, Shuli? It sounds like they're stretching, my friend, if they're doing the old whack pack. Yes, go. Yes, go. It's Tim, right? Yes, Tim, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't ask my girlfriend anything about her past anymore since I watched the original Clerks movie where Dante says, well, how many partners did you have? And she says, well, 3. But I went down on 37 of them, so.
And the guy has the best answer ever, is he goes,
37.
Yeah, she says, I blew 37 guys. And the guy goes, in a row?
Take care, guys. Have a good show. I love your Friday show, too.
All right. Thank you very much. Jim of Maryland, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Jim, with Shuli. Hello.
Jane, Shuli.
Hey, man.
Good.
Hey, it's a funny story about it, going to take a drug test. I used to work at a small resort, and the Human Resources Department actually did the drug test, where you'd go to the bathroom and you'd pee and you'd bring it in. These cops would read it automatically and this and that. And a friend of mine came in with a little bit of apple juice hidden in his pocket. So he goes into the bathroom, pours the apple juice all the way up, fills the cup up really, really high, walks back into the Human Resources and said, oh, that's a little high, let me dump some of that out. And he drinks the whole cup of apple juice and hands it to her. And she just looked at him mortified.
Did he get hired?
Oh, yeah, he had already worked there.
Oh.
It was all like a random drug screening deal. You know what I mean? Where everybody was.
But then he followed that with a real drug test, right?
Then he actually went and had to go pee. Yeah.
Right. He took the thing. You know, it's funny. My brother, I would go in his office, and he was the president of workforce drug testing, and he would be sitting in a big leather chair with my mother's picture and stuff on, and then bottles of piss all around him. And I said, do you realize, why don't you sit in another office? You know, why don't you let the piss be by itself?
Yeah, you guys can go in different rooms, you know.
Yeah, he would, and you'd sit there and you'd see, like, you know, all these guys' names, you know, Lewis, Jackson, Alexander, on their piss, you know. And then he'd ship it out by the afternoon or something, you know.
He should have
my brother.
Used them as like a pen cup.
I don't know what he was doing, and they had to be completely compromised because they weren't refrigerated. You know, I mean, they were just all over the place. You know. So, all right, thank you very much. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Hit it, boy.
The best in entertainment. It's now on Sirius and XM. Learn something new every day on Martha Stewart Living Radio.
Hi, it's Martha.
Oprah's Friends, now just a phone call away on Oprah and Friends with Gail King, Dr. Oz, Gene Chatsky, and more.
It's talk radio like you've never heard it before.
You'll find fun, fearless females, all on Cosmo Radio.
Hello.
Plus the Sirius and XM stars like Barbara Walters, Deepak Chopra, Judith Regan, Senator Bill Bradley, and Jane Radio's Jane Pratt. Everything worth listening to. It's now on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
Hi, this is Greg Zapper, president of Nevada State Corporate Network. For over 7 years now, I've been telling you how important it is to get incorporated and build business credit. Thanks to you, Nevada State Corporate Network is now one of the nation's largest incorporating firms. But some of you are still putting off getting started. So let me introduce the person that motivates me to get things done, my wife and business partner, Susan Zapper.
Hi, everyone. This is something important I wanted to talk to you about. Right now, the U.S. is in the middle of a severe consumer credit crisis. That's why it's time for you to build business credit now. If you have a business, Business Credit can help you get vehicles, equipment, real estate, and separate business credit cards. With our business credit program, you can get hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business credit now, regardless of your personal credit. Call 866-854-5282. Get instant business credit now. 866-854-5282.
Great job, Susan. And remember, when you call, ask for the Zapper Credit Special at 866-854-5282.
You mean the Susan Zapper Credit Special.
Okay, whatever.
If you got the money, honey, I've got the time.
They say that everything is bigger in Texas, and now a Texas-sized country music channel is available to XM and Sirius listeners.
Hi, this is Willie, and I want to welcome you to Willie's Place. We got a big old Texas time 24 hours a day and a jukebox full of genuine country music from my old friends and new ones.
If you've been missing the sounds of steel guitar and twin fiddles, you'll love Willie's Place. Your home for honky-tonk and western swing. You see, Willie's Place comes to you live from deep in the heart of Texas and serves up the best traditional country music.
Watching the bubbles in my beer.
Hi, this is Willie, and I want to welcome you to Willie's Place.
Stay all night, stay a little longer.
Come on in to see the honky-tonk that never closes.
Everyone's always welcome at Willie's Place, Sirius 64 and XM 13. Everything we're listening to is now on Sirius and XM. Go to Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
Band of horses. Band of horses. The Jay Thomas Show. Shuli is here. By the way, we will be moving to 108 starting on Monday on Sirius Satellite, and then XM 139. And they're thinking, they're working on having a name, for the new channel, and it's a big discussion, Shuli, on the, Sirius.com and all that.
Huge discussion.
They love all that stuff, don't they? And then I wasn't on, the 102 schedule or something, because nobody knows what anybody's doing, right? So I started getting emails. You're no longer on the schedule, and I'm thinking, I guess they'll be paying me for 13 months as I stay home. Right? I guess I'll be getting a check every month now, but we don't know what the name of the channel is going to be yet. But we have put in a few names, and then unfortunately we've had to reject a few names. Masturbate 108. Will not be used. It's a masculine sounding channel.
I think it's a big loss.
How about this one? Manland 108. Somebody said that. Manland.
You know what I like? I just thought of it. How about the Man Channel, like the Man Show?
Just the Man Channel?
Yeah, on Sirius 108, XM 139.
Well, you want some women to listen.
Homo sapien 108.
Yeah.
How about straight 108?
Women love to listen to men talk.
They do?
Yeah.
Man Channel. We'll send that in to them.
How about big fans?
You want me to send it in to them?
Send it in under my name.
Of course.
The one that they seem to like is Wingman 108.
Wingman?
Yeah. It's okay, but it's not great, is it?
No, I mean, I don't even understand why.
It's like we're your wingman, or you're our wingman.
Whew, God help you if we're your wingman.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're helping you. What's a wingman? Help you get laid or something?
Yeah, well, he has to, a lot of times he has to take the hit and hook up with the ugly chick, or at least keep her busy, while the buddy, closes the deal with the hot chick.
That's not us. It's them out there that are the wing.
Yeah.
You're the wing people.
Yeah.
108. You're the wing people. Because we're the ones that are getting the pretty one, okay? Because
Exactly.
we're the ones that have fought to get, to where we are. So, we've had, I put Smash 108 in there. You like that?
I like Smash.
Men like to smash things. Break 108. I never even thought of it. Break. So they were all talking about the channels and all.
Bang 108.
Yeah. I said, they said the channel has to let you know what's going on in succinctly, like in a word. Like Spike TV, right? That's for guys.
Right.
Kind of a cool name. Spike Radio would be great, but, that would cost us money. So they're telling me that all my my names for the channel are no good or whatever. So I say to the head of comedy, I say, who came up with the comedy channel Raw Dog? What does that mean? And they all stopped dead. Oh, I don't even know who thought of that. That was here when we got here. That's what they said. That was here when we got here. I said, so you make the channel fit the name. That's all.
Yeah.
And here's what I was thinking. J. Thomas is Great 108.
Wow, that's awesome.
And make all of the announcers that they hire say that. or watch this. J. Thomas is Pretty Fine 139 on XM. Right? They didn't like that. They didn't go for it.
J. Thomas time on 139.
Hey, J. Thomas. Hey, have you heard Rush Radio? Some stations, their whole channel is Rush Radio. And they paid him so they would use his name in front of their callers. Like Howard 101, right? How about radio stations that had Howard? They would just call the station, Howard 92.5. You know what I mean?
Right.
They said the J. Thomas name doesn't have that cachet yet. Okay?
Yet? When's it going to happen?
So then I said, how about Cachet 108? How about that? I threw that out there, They weren't going to get past me, Shuley, one day, don't you wish that you could wake up one morning and you were no longer ambitious, that you just were happy in the position, that you're in, and you just get up and you're not trying to go past anything, and you would be Garrett, of course. But
I was going to say, I'd be retarded?
No, you'd be Garrett. And you just wake up without ambition one day. I don't even know what I would do. I'd probably have a great time.
I think I would, too. I think it'd be nice, at least try it for a day,
Just not think about, I'm going to perform, I'm going to write, I'm going to move, I'm going to go, I'm going to get bigger.
I can leave my cell phone on the floor. I don't have to take it with me.
Yeah.
I don't have to run over to Caroline's and pop in and see if we have a show there December 18th at 8 p.m.
That's exactly right.
J. Thomas and Friends.
Yeah. You don't have to, when you meet somebody, they tell you what they're doing, and you wouldn't have to trump them whether you're doing anything or not.
Yeah,
you know
it's just too much work.
Yeah, you would meet somebody, you'd be like...
I never stop working. Never.
No, and because you're thinking that eventually it's going to lead to something.
I'm thinking, in my head, see, this is what kind of idiot I am. I'm thinking I'll get to a point where I won't have to work as hard.
That's right.
But I realize...
Because you'll be famous.
But it's never going to end. You're just going to work, you're going to work just as hard, but on much stupider stuff. Like nonsense stuff. And it's going to be like the biggest thing in the world to you. And it's going to be so, I used to do plumbing. I'm worried that like 10 years from now I'll be like, I don't want to do an Access Hollywood interview. Like, I would jump in front of a truck if I got to that point.
The other day, one of my kids said, Dad, when I tell people you're, on the radio and all that, they're always asking what channel and what you talk about and all that. And he goes, but there's Rush Limbaugh, there's Howard Stern, there'll be Sean Hannity, and so what's the difference between you on the radio and those guys? And I said, the difference is that Jesus Christ hates my guts. That's it. Other than that, there's no. I have the same amount of intelligence. I'm able to spank a lesbian. I can talk about right-wing stuff. I can pretend I think the war is great. I can do whatever I want to do. I can do it all. And yet, for whatever reason, Jesus Christ, in his infinite wisdom, decided that I wasn't supposed to be there. And that's how I've had to live, Shuley. So
you just rubbed Jesus the wrong way, I guess.
He was on the cross and he went, "What are you doing?"
Hey, Thomas, I see you.
Hey. Excuse me, Jesus, but the head of your cock is coming out of the bottom of your diaper. I don't think you want to die with the head of your cock sticking out. You know what I'm saying? My God, you're uncircumcised. Shut up! Let's go to Charles of Indiana. Yes, Charles, the Jay Thomas Show. How are you?
Hey, Jay, how you doing? Shuley, congratulations on that 4-hour show.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
What show is that?
The Miserable Men show on Sundays.
We do
live shit on the weekend.
We do a show on 101 on Sunday nights from 7 to 9, and we've been doing it for 2 hours for like a year, and we just got bumped up to 4 hours this last.
I should be a special guest on that show.
We'd love for you to come on that show.
And you know what you do? You wait till all my teams lose, and then I'll really be miserable.
Absolutely.
On Sunday. What time does it start?
7 p.m. East Coast.
I've lost $2-3 grand by that time every
beautiful,
Sunday.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll
I'll do the show.
We'll have you on this Sunday.
They could just tune in.
The ISDN?
Yeah, you could just turn my ISDN on.
That's great.
Okay, just call me in the morning.
Okay.
Yes. Who are we talking to? Just was
Charles, Jay.
Yeah. Hello, Charles. How are you, Charles?
Good. I've got a suggestion for the name of the channel on 108. Moving on.
Hang up on this guy.
Well, what?
That's what moving on means. It means get rid of him. Moving on.
We're putting your name to the test, sir.
Let's go to Frank of New Hampshire. Yes, Frank, the Jay Thomas Show. Boner 108 was one of the many names.
That makes
by
me
the way,
laugh. I like that one.
It's funny, though, isn't it? Boner 108. Oh, you know what they ought to do? Call it Bonner, but it's Boner. Bonner 108.
I love it.
But when it's spelled, it's Boner, and people go, is that Boner 108? And you go, no, it's Bonner. I thought Bonner had two N's. Well, not this Bonner. Yes. Yes, Frank, go ahead. Frank in New Hampshire?
New York.
Oh, New York. Yes, Frank, go ahead.
North of the Taint, 108.
North
of the Taint, 108.
Yes. That would
It's inventive. There's no doubt it's inventive, but that would be the asshole, would it?
Yes, that would be the asshole.
I think we're going to be stuck with Stars TOO. That's what I think.
Anus of satellite radio.
I just got an email, Jay. Gunt108. G-U-N-T.
Larry of Texas. It's Jay Thomas with Shuley. And coming up, he's an American, and he calls himself he's the crazy gringo? What does he call himself?
Gringo in Mexico or something?
I call him the crazy gringo.
Yeah.
He's in Mexico where, as far as I know, everybody's killing everybody all the time.
And a lot of kidnappings, too, over there.
You come back with, explosive diarrhea, and yet this guy's on television
hooting and hollering, yeah.
Yeah, I want to, ask him, what are you doing? He fights bulls, he does all of this because he loves Mexico. Doesn't even make a lot of money doing it. Larry of Texas. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Larry.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Shirley.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man.
An idea for the radio. How about Sharon Tate, 108?
Sharon Tate, 108.
Yeah, kill her.
Oh,
man.
man.
Remember the old, the Beatles song Helter Skelter that Bugliosi, he took the name for his book with the guy who prosecuted the trial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the song, John Lennon goes, I got blisters on my fingers. That would be your slogan.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what, Larry? You told a joke, it was funny, and now you're acting like maybe it was a good idea.
Now it's entering the creepy part.
Yeah, you're adding on, It's like, just say it, get the laugh, and say see ya, and move on. That's all.
Like, I thought you were kidding 30 seconds ago. Now I'm pretty sure you're serious, and that makes me scared.
Stephen Hart, in all capital letters, to the Jay Thomas Show, 108 show name, the Militia 108. He's from Idaho. He's from Idaho. Okay.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Alan Sprouse, Man Juice 108.
It's got a ring to it.
Man Juice.
That man juice is right on the tip of my tongue.
This is from Zach. I don't care about the name of the channel. Put Leanna's tongue on the website. Sean, can you get a picture of Leanna's tongue with that?
The piercing?
No, I never asked you. Is she, kind of attractive?
She's a little big, if you know what I mean.
A little.
Yeah.
All right.
But she's willing. She sounds very willing.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Friday morning, I thought I was doing the show with Ray Lewis from the radio. I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to go with it. But I'll be honest with you, I got a little nervous.
So you might need a wide-angle camera for her tongue? Is that what you're telling me?
Listen, if we send her on that trip to that resort, you're going to need to buy 3 seats on that plane. Oh, dear Lord, I'm going to hell.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I wish I had the balls to say this to people to their face. I think it's so much
Zach,
funnier.
The guy that wants the picture, you might need more bandwidth.
Might want to look into a new monitor, too, while you're at it.
You may need a new modem.
Put some
FiOS.
Okay.
Put some shock supports on your monitor.
I got this note from Madison.
Oh, that's an even better one.
She says, if you're wondering, I look like Eric Stoltz in Mask right now.
Well, how much did she pay to get that done?
Well, I'm not going to tell you who told me, but somebody I know saw her, And I said, how does she look? You know, she just had the surgery, right?
Yeah.
And they said, she looks the same.
Oh, no. If you tell her that, her head will explode.
But she got the nose, the cheeks, the chin. They go, well, maybe the chin looks a little better. All right. Stay where you are. The happy gringo, whatever he calls himself, the gringo in Mexico. He does this travelogue, and he's just enthusiastic about Mexico, and doesn't even speak Spanish that well. Shuli's with me, and it's the Jay Thomas Show.
Now on Sirius and XM, you can hear the funniest comedy on radio. There's something for everyone on Laugh USA.
John Madden actually said this. There's a guy who, when he puts his contacts in, he can see better.
For the adults, there's Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy on Blue Collar Radio. It's all uncensored on Raw Dog.
I love my dog. I'm not rubbing cream on his... I'm Jamie Foxx.
And from executive producer Jamie Foxx,
the Foxhole.
Comedy, music, and entertainment.
Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com or XMRadio.com. During the holidays this year, help fight poverty in New York by sharing the spirit of the season with Robin Hood holiday cards. Robin Hood helps fight poverty unlike any other organization, dedicating 100% of all donations to help impoverished New Yorkers build better lives for themselves and their families. Pick custom holiday cards, blank cards, designer cards, even cards with your corporate logo. Go to robinhood.org/holiday. That's robinhood.org/holiday. Or call 212-227-6601 and give the gift of fighting poverty this holiday season.
You're faking it, and it's killing you. You go around wearing a smile, pretending everything's okay. You put up a front to disguise the fact that you're really sick with worry about your health, about your sanity, about everything, and you think nobody understands. But I understand. You're irritable, you lose sleep, and your mind is racing with fearful thoughts. You want it to stop. You just don't know what to do. I'm Lucinda Bassett, founder of the Midwest Center for Stress and Anxiety. I can show you how to make it stop. Please let me send you a powerful free tape that will help you discover a way to stop the painful anxiety and depression without abusing alcohol or taking medication. I did it, and so have hundreds of thousands of people just like you. Start changing your life from the inside out. Please call now.
Call now, and we'll send you this wonderful free tape. Call 800-422-0883. That's 1-800-422-0883. 1-800-422-0883.
Right now, there are tremendous opportunities available in commercial real estate. No matter what your need is, industrial, office space, retail, or multifamily, the National Association of Realtors wants you to know that the commercial real estate market remains fundamentally sound. When you decide to buy, lease, or invest, make sure you work with a commercial member of the National Association of Realtors, someone who is a knowledgeable and professional resource. To learn more, visit the commercial section of Realtor.org. Every market's different. Call a Realtor today.
Southern California belle. Gringo, take a stop and look around.
I never thought I'd ever have the occasion to play Little Feat's Gringo. Turn it up. There we go, Gringo.
I heard this and I told Garrett, I go, man, I missed you.
Oldie stations don't even play this, you know,
He
anymore.
finds the songs, man. You name the guest, he'll find the song.
That's right. The reason why we're playing Gringo, which is kind of a talk ballad, Robert Alexander is here. Go to gringoinorbita.tv. Is that, did I say it correctly, Robert? Orbita?
Well, you got the accent a little off. It's gringoinorbita.tv.
Well, you don't sound a lot better than I just sounded, okay? By the way, Shuli is here with us.
Hey, Robert.
We both flunked Spanish. Now, I was flipping through the channels.
Yeah.
And I live in Santa Barbara.
Oh, cool.
And it was on a Mexican channel, but you were speaking some form of Spanish.
Yeah,
but they still had subtitles under you.
Oh, cool.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had Spanish subtitles under you because the Spanish you were speaking apparently was unintelligible. So I said, I gotta get this guy on. So Robert, you call yourself the Gringo in Mexico. And I just watched a little bit of it, but how long have you been the Gringo in Mexico? I've never heard of you before.
Oh, almost 2 years going on now, Jay.
Now,
2 years.
Did you pick that name because that's what everybody was yelling at you when you would go into town?
Well, you know, it started off as Gringo in Mexico, and then it just turned into Gem, G-E-M. And now people think that's my name, and they say, hey, Gem, hey, Gringo. And very few people call me Robert.
So now you are promoting Mexico at a time when, I'm just reading about, robberies and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on your show and somebody held you up and stole your microphone?
Or tried to kidnap you?
Were you ever doing this? Hello, this is the Gringo from...
No. And, it's funny because people like me because I show the other side of Mexico, the great side, the food side, the travel side.
Mm-hmm. What's the safest place to go in Mexico? Sean Kelly, where do you always go?
I love Mexico. I go to the Yucatan. I go down the Yucatan, what do they call it, Riviera Maya or whatever they call it?
Cancun and all that.
Yeah.
Sean, I just got back from Campeche.
Oh, nice. I want to go there.
Yes, and it's an amazing place because there's all sorts of Mayan ruins, and actually the city, San Francisco de Campeche, is a walled town, something like San Juan, Puerto Rico, or Cartagena de las Indias in Colombia.
Now, why do you have this accent when your name is Robert Alexander?
It's a very bad accent, man. I'll never lose it.
But you sound like a Mexican guy that learned how to speak English, but you're an American that lives in Mexico, and suddenly you have a bad Mexican accent. I don't get it.
You're absolutely right, whatever you said. And I'll never change the accent. People write me complimenting me, saying, your accent is horrible, and we love you.
Yeah, what is that, Julie? that there are people that are totally... I was watching him, and I'm thinking, now, how did this guy get on? By the way, Telemundo has what, like 1 billion viewers all over the world, doesn't it? I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, we're on Televisa, and you're right. They're in, 40 countries.
Yeah, it's like literally 500 million people. I'm thinking, how did this guy...
Yes, isn't that crazy?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. That's why you're on.
This show is seen, Gem is seen from Canada to Argentina, Scandinavia to the north of Africa, Thailand to Australia. And I eat, basically the show is gastronomic, then it's cultural, and then it's something like tourist. And I get emails from all around the world saying, I'm not going to watch your show anymore because you make me hungry.
Get out of here. Listen, are there any...
Is there a Del Taco in Mexico?
Definitely. But
there are Del Tacos.
No one goes there, see, because on the corner, on every corner, you've got better food than that.
Right, It's like putting an Olive Garden in Italy.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, I know on Telemundo, which I watch periodically from time to time when I can't put a porno in, there's a lot of hot chicks on these shows and bikinis. Yeah. Do you have these hot chicks on your show?
No. Only once, and this was Catalina from Without Tits, There's No Paradise. It's a Colombian production that got worldwide rating.
Without Tits, There's No Paradise was the name of the show?
I think we just got a new name for the channel.
Tits 108.
Yeah,
we're looking for a new channel name.
It's about girls who want to make a lot of money messing around with the drug cartels, and so they need this breast augmentation process.
And did you run this on the Happy Gringo or Gringo in Mexico? Did you run this on your show?
We got the big girl star appeared once with us on Gringo.
Did she take her top off?
No, but she didn't have to. If you know what I mean.
You could imagine. Now, you've done a lot of things. You've been a bullfighter. Yes. Were you really in the ring with the bull, or was that some sort of trick photography?
This is a small bull. No, this is a small bull. It's like a calf or something. And they say, oh, yeah, it's like a big dog. Don't worry. And they're pushing you on the shoulder. Get in there. Don't worry. And then this small bull comes charging out, mad as hell.
You got to see this guy, TV. You got to see you on TV.
And it's critical. You've got to have the cape, on one side of you. You've got to whip the cape around and get the frig out of the way. About 3 times, you've lost it. You're uncoordinated and you're a bullfighter. And that thing comes running right at you. So I threw the cape right on his head and got the bugs out of there.
All right. We're going to come back with Robert Alexander, the Gringo in Mexico, and see how many other euphemisms he can use for the word fuck. Stay where you are. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
The best
Western Sports is now on Sirius and XM. Hear every NFL game, the NBA, MLB, and NHL. College sports, including the ACC, Pac-10, Big Ten, SEC, Big East, and Big 12. Racing from NASCAR and the IndyCar Series. International sports from Barclays, Premier League, and Wimbledon. Plus hosts like John Madden, Tony Stewart, and me, Mad Dog Radio's Christopher Russo. Everything worth listening to is on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com and XMRadio.com.
You ever have one of those days where everything goes right? First, I get the best parking space at work. Tonight, I have a date with the very lovely Rachel. And today, I gave a killer presentation in Sydney. Finalized a contract in London and demoed our new product in Boston. Online, from my desk with WebEx. WebEx lets me take meetings and give presentations from my desk. I just talk to clients on the phone, and they watch what's happening on my desktop from their desktop. So I can travel the world and still be here for my date tonight with Rachel.
Travel less, meet online. Go to WebEx.com and try WebEx free. Just click the radio graphic and enter promo code 400 to get a free trial and a free webcam too. Remember that code, 400, to qualify for the free webcam. WebEx, now part of Cisco and used by more than 5.5 million people every month. Give it a try. Free. Go to WebEx.com and enter the promo code 400. WEBEX.com. Free webcams available while supplies last. Terms and restrictions apply. See website for details.
You guys ready for the game? Yeah! I can't hear you! All right. Well, management told me they weren't paying me for pep talks, so I'm going to stop now.
Know that place between saving money and sacrificing quality?
We are so there.
What's the point of saving money if you get lousy results, especially when it comes to car insurance? State Farm can give you the right amount of coverage, plus with discounts up to 40%. You'll like how much you can save. Call, click, or visit and start saving today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Discounts may vary 5 to 40% state to state. Yeah! Ranger Station.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting, as in Smokey Bear. I was about to start up my ATV on a trail near a bunch of dry brush, and Smokey told me that was dangerous because one spark can start a wildfire.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans?
No kidding.
I'm a forest ranger. We never kid.
Sorry.
Kidding. Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We asked the world to wait so we could celebrate a gringo honeymoon.
Robert Earl Keane and Gringo Honeymoon.
We stepped out onto the golden sand.
Yes. Wow.
The sun was high.
Shuley is here from Howard 100 News, and of course with me at Howard 101 on Friday mornings, and we'll be moving to 108 soon and 139 on XM, and our audience expands from a potential of 9 million to a potential of, I guess, 20 million people. Okay, so they're telling me it's all good. Are we going to miss 102, Sean? Are we going to be missing this channel at all, or have we made friends here that we can't say goodbye to? Is it going to be sad to leave the channel?
A slight bit of sadness involved, Jay, but
who are you going to miss?
Just think we're right around. I'm going to miss Marielle.
Marielle, she does the psychic thing in the morning.
Does the morning.
Judith Regan.
Yeah,
oh God,
Judith
who's
Regan.
not going to miss Judith Regan and her mannish ways?
Pet psychic.
Barbara.
The pet psychic. Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss
Jane Pratt.
Right.
Oh, Jane.
Yeah.
Great.
Jane.
It'll be great to be on the channel.
Candace.
You know,
We're gonna miss
and
all the girls.
Deepak Chopra.
Yes.
I will not miss him.
Neither will I.
Man, never liked me. Loves everybody. Never liked me. Came on this show and actually wished I had a tumor. That's what he said to me. I'll never forget
There's
it.
two people you've rubbed the wrong way in your life. Jesus and Deepak Chopra.
Let's go back to Robert Alexander, Gringo in Mexico. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was having a cerveza, and I didn't. There was nothing to watch, and I see this American guy. I guess you were like on a boat or something, and you were speaking some form of Spanish, and then they still, had subtitles in Spanish underneath you, and I could tell you weren't from Mexico. In fact, I don't know if you knew this or not, but they were calling you a wet front. Did you know that?
No, that's cool.
That's what they call Americans who go into Mexico and take a Mexican's job, a wet front.
Cool.
You can have that, Robert, because I'll never use it again. You can have it. Now, Robert, did you marry a Mexican woman? How did you get on television?
I did marry a Mexican girl, Veronica. She's a newspaper. she's a gossip columnist, big time, on TV down here. And, you know, this is a good story. So this chef, Florence Tyler, he comes down to Puebla, and he meets this old lady who's the master at cooking mole poblano, a pasty sauce over turkey or chicken, really delicious. And he doesn't speak Spanish, he probably doesn't eat chilies, and he's saying, yeah, wow. And she says, now don't add salt, because the mole paste has salt. If he doesn't understand, he flips a handful of salt in the pot. She's getting mad, see? And at the end, he's saying, yeah, here, taste this. How is it? Salty. Yeah, right, okay. And we're cringing on the couch here, watching this. And so we propose the exact same thing he's doing to Televisa, the huge communication.
So you saw a guy already doing bad Mexican television, and you said, I want to be a part of that.
I can do it better.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Well, what's funny about you is that you also will do the stuff like one of the episodes I went back and looked at, you went to a nude beach and you got nude.
Yes, sir. That was cool. And we basically said when in Rome.
Yeah. Now, in the United States, at 3 p.m. on a Saturday, you wouldn't see, a 60-year-old man with his clothes off. You just wouldn't Now, what did you do in your former life? I mean, were you like a bank robber, or are you like a wild man as a kid? What did you...
close to it. I was a physicist.
That's right. You were a physicist?
Yes, I'm from San Francisco, and I got into Stanford Post-Grad School, San Francisco State University, and I came down to Mexico working on ag projects. And that involves being way out in the boondocks and eating local food, which I loved. It was all great. The farther away you go from home, the better you eat.
Are you close to a bathroom at all times? I mean, how did you stop crapping?
I've been lucky. I've never been sick. The only time I got sick once eating at a decent restaurant.
But you don't. It doesn't. It affects me. Shuli, have you been down there, and the next thing you know, you have the runs when you come back?
No, but I've been to Taco Bell, and that happens to me.
People say that all the time.
Yep.
How many of those huge wooden guitars that don't work do you own? You know, those things. They never have strings on them. What are those things?
I've got one, but it's in my kids' room.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
It's a serious question, though.
Okay.
Who is...
We got to hear this, right?
Yeah. Who is the fat guy in the Bumblebee outfit that's on Telemundo? He's basically on every show. What's his deal? How does he get everywhere?
I don't know about him. And there's a couple of characters down here on TV that, basically Latin TV is kind of childish to start out with. So, watch CNN in Spanish. It's 10% news, and the other is just fashions and health.
You don't know the guy that dresses as a bumblebee? He's on 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but see, I'm a Televisa guy, not Telemundo.
Well, you don't even watch Telemundo when you're sitting around the house?
Every once in a while. And I haven't seen the Bumblebee idiot.
Right.
Is there one on Televisa?
We got a couple, but normally they come out in December as Santa Claus.
All right. Well, listen, Robert Alexander, the way that you'll find him is go to Gringo in Orbita. Is it Orbita or Orbita?
Yeah, gringoenorbita.tv.
Bueno, senor. Bueno, senor.
Can you say some other stuff in Spanish? I really like when you speak Spanish.
Yeah, chingao. That means something like holy shit.
All right. Robert Alexander, thank you. And now, here's the other thing.
Sure.
You were this kind of professorial guy. You met this gorgeous Mexican woman that's on television. I see now that she's a big star.
Yeah.
And she's much more beautiful than someone that I would think would want to be with you. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, you look like a pleasant man, but what attracted this gorgeous Mexican woman to you?
She loved me for my mind.
All right.
Definitely wasn't a sense of humor.
It's a joke.
I got it.
Yeah,
Robert Alexander, Gringo in Orbita.tv. Check out the show. It's a lot of fun, and go down to Mexico. They need the money.
Come to Mexico.
Okay, buddy. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Bye to all.
Bye,
adios,
Robert.
amigo.
Adios, amigas. Bye.
Bye-bye. Funny. You ought to see his show. He's unbelievable. Would you not love to have him take you around Mexico? You know,
I think it'd be fun for like about 20 minutes.
No. I'm telling you, he'll take you. He's the kind that would wait in the car.
He seems to be really
while they went down on you in the whorehouse.
And he just seems he's one of those guys that's excited about everything. Everything.
He's a physicist. All by himself out in the, for his whole life. And then he meets this hot Mexican news announcer lady. And she falls in love with him.
Did they have Del Taco? Absolutely.
But no one goes there. Yes. Hola, ¿qué tal? Doug of Ohio. Hi, the Jay Thomas Show with Shuli. Yes, Doug, how are you?
Punto Pinto.
How you doing, Jay?
We're good.
I love your show. Hey,
thanks.
I got a suggestion for your for 108 when you move. Since you're on Stars now, you're no longer Stars on 108.
So no.
You mean
longer
that would be
Stars?
the title of the channel? You're no longer Stars on 108.
No longer Stars 108.
Why don't we just say what the fuck happened to my career 108?
Yeah.
Why don't we
What
just
sort
say,
of antidepressants are you on?
Something along those lines.
Yeah, something along those lines. No, we're looking for something that's much better than we are, okay? It's got to be like, let's just take Stars. It took a few years to find a star that would work on the channel,
You got Judith Regan.
That's exactly right. But, I mean, I wasn't exactly a star when I was on the channel, but among this group I was. But then they got, Barbara Walters, and, I guess Richard Simmons was, they got some form of star. So, all right, thank you, Doug. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Carl of Minnesota, the Jay Thomas Show. We'll move on Monday, 108 on Sirius, and then 139 on XM. Yes, Carl. Now, the people at XM, Sean, they have no idea we're coming over there, do they? They don't know what's going to hit them.
Total
they have
surprise.
no idea.
Total surprise job.
Yeah. Who's ever on 139 on XM
on Monday.
Yeah, you're gone, and
we're kicking the door in.
We're in there.
That's it.
The first 20 minutes.
Where's Babe the pig? Is he not on anymore? Where is he?
When I got on Sirius, I worked, a couple of days, and I'm fooling around and taking phone calls, and the guy would go,
"Where's Mike the Money Man? What happened to his show?"
I swear to God, Mike the Money Man was on. Yes, Carl of Minnesota, go ahead.
Hey, what about Duct Tape 108?
Duct Tape 108. You know what? I actually almost like that. Sean, do you like Duct Tape 108?
Yeah, that's pretty much a guy thing, I think.
Toolbox.
Yeah.
Toolbox isn't bad. Always handy. Toolbox 108. Toolbox. But then people might think they would learn something about mechanics. When we
call it
Duct Tape 108. That's a good one, Carl. I'm going to send that in to him, Sean. Toolbox and Duct Tape 108.
And throw this one down, too. Hand me that 5/16 108.
Okay. Michael of Tennessee. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Michael, how are you?
Hey, I got a couple names for you to
Of course you do. Everybody that has a speech impediment has 9 names.
Now, he has English subtitles under him when he speaks. Did you know that?
I do. In fact, Garrett type so everyone can see, and as they go across this great nation of ours. I love these announcers. I was listening to them. All across this great nation, it's the Mike Charles Show.
Hey, where's my buddy Nick?
Who?
The guy Nick. The guy that I'm going to do comedy with.
He's not here. I don't know. He's not here. Go ahead, Michael.
Okay. Ask Crack 108.
Yeah, Ask Crack 108.
Does it hurt your eyes staring at gold like that all day long?
Wait a minute. I laughed and don't even get it. Does it hurt your eyes to stare at gold like that all day long?
It's shiny. It's this golden material on his paper.
What? Ass crack?
It was a joke because it was so bad.
Oh, I didn't get it. Go ahead. You mean the golden joke that he wrote?
Exactly.
I see. Thank you. I've only been in comedy a week.
It's all right. I'm sketching a map over here.
Yeah. Michael, yes, sir. Go ahead, Michael of Tennessee. Yes, sir.
Teabag 108.
Teabag?
I tell you, I don't care what they name it, but he's got to be our announcer.
How about Hoto 108?
What?
Hoto?
Hoto 108.
That's Spanish for homo.
Hoto?
Yeah, that's Spanish for gay guy.
108.
Is that really Spanish for gay? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael, thank you very much.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, you got one more?
I got a couple more.
Oh, good.
I'm sure you do. Yes, go ahead.
How about Do Me 108?
Do me 108.
With like a question mark?
Do me?
How about Blow Me 108?
Okay, Michael, I think it's time for you to lie down.
How
We
do all
said
these
this
come
earlier.
to you like that? It's
How
amazing.
about My Wife's a Whore 108?
Oh, man. We said earlier, your first...
Shalom 108.
Shalom.
We said earlier that the first couple are funny, and then you guys always go way past where you should go.
Okay, here's one for you. Last Chance 108.
All right, okay. How about Final Stop 108? How about that?
Yeah,
right.
or
Okay.
Stay from New Orleans 108.
Thank you.
How about-
Michael, yes.
How about hit the flash button, Garrett, on the phone, 108?
Sylvester of California. Yes, Sylvester. How are you?
Yes, Jay. How's it going?
You know, it's so funny. It's Sylvester the cat, everybody. Yes, Sylvester, what can we do for you?
Well, I wanted to talk to Robert. I wanted to understand. I had a question for him.
Sure.
Has he
Well,
ever
you
lived
could.
in Sarasota, or how much cerveza does he drink? If he's ever, traveled the Mississippi River, and I swear to God, he sounds so fucking familiar.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sylvester the cat calling from Hollywood. Thank you, Sylvester. Thank you. JR of Virginia, the Jay Thomas Show with Shuley. Yes, JR, how are you?
Hey, Jay, how you doing, bud?
Now, why is it that his number comes up with the 800s, Sean? Why is that?
Yeah, I get that sometimes, too. What is that?
It must be. It might be a phone card or...
It's a phone card, JR?
Maybe a prepaid phone.
No,
Does it have a picture of a Mexican woman on it and it's $15 on the other side of it?
no, that's not me. I'm in a truck.
But why doesn't your number come up? Why do we have this 800 number?
I couldn't tell you, Jay. I don't know.
You're lying. You know exactly why. You've got something on your phone that's going to stop us from calling you at 3 in the morning and sell you dishware.
Oh, well, I don't need no dishware, that's for sure.
Well, we call people anyway. We sell everybody's phone number.
We don't care.
We don't care. People are always mad, that damn bank. They sold my number to these, and I'm thinking, if I ran a bank, I would do all of that stuff, right? I would do it all, right? That damn bank that my credit card is 25%. We'd be in a meeting, and I'd go, it's time to jack it to 25, guys. What's the legal limit?
The guy that hooked up my cable, internet, and phone, literally 5 minutes after my phone was hooked up, it rang,
Of
and it
course.
was a telemarketer.
Oh, he sold it.
The guy was still in my living room.
He's already sold it. He already sold your number,
Unbelievable.
In fact, they gave you a number off telemarketers' lists. That's what they did.
That's so true.
JR, Virginia. Yes, sir. What did you call us about?
I got a good name for your new channel.
Sure.
And I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
It's Woody 108.
Woody
108.
Yeah.
Not Woody. You know what? Wood 108, but that doesn't.
Chubb
108. We'd be sued by the insurance company. Chubb, Woody 108, Woody. It's a little surfy sounding. I know where you're going there, and thank you. It's thoughtful. There's no doubt. It's thoughtful.
Means a lot to us. Thank you.
Hey, don't stop trying, JR, whatever it is.
All right.
Fred of Scranton, Pennsylvania, where Joe Biden was born, went to Scranton High.
Scranton in the house, represent.
There we go. Yes, sir.
Jay,
Fred.
I believe there's a conspiracy with Madison.
What do you mean?
I like this. Go ahead.
I think this is all like a smoke screen that she had her chin and nose done. I think it was a labiaplasty.
How about this
Why
guy's
don't we
voice?
call the channel Madison's Meat Flaps?
Madison's Meat Flaps.
108.
I was going to call yesterday. I was celebrating 420 a little late, and I was going to ask Elle McPherson if she ever farted on the runway, but I didn't want to get
Don't ever sit on gems like that, buddy. You got to call in with that.
Hey, so Elle McPherson, she comes on, she goes, well, I'm so very glad to be here, like that. I mean, I don't know what she was doing to the microphone, but it was like, and her voice would get lower as time went on like that.
It's like she was blowing the mic while she was on it.
Well, Fred of Scranton, thank you very much. Those are very good. Madison's Meat Flap 108. Yeah, turn that in. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. Oh, man. Dear Jay from Lucy, are you guys going to the Chitlin Festival in South Carolina? No.
Fuck yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not.
No, we're not. Coming up, I need to find my mother's mother, and I'm an actor. Help me. That's all coming up. Plus, we'll talk to you with Shuli on the ever-popular Jay Thomas Show.
Coming at you.
Yeah. All across this great nation. And in 2.5 foreign countries.
Hola, mi amigo.
Oh, the food is so delicious here. Deliciosos.
I always have diarrhea.
The best in public radio is now on Sirius and XM. Hear Bob Edwards.
My job is to do the very best program I can.
And Prairie Home Companions Garrison Keeler.
It's a Prairie Home Companion, a live broadcast.
Would You Know's Michael Feldman. Tavis Smiley. Terry Gross.
With fresh air.
Diane Reed. The News Hour with Jim Blair. Click and Clack. The Car Talk Guys.
Join us for a full hour of Car Talk.
And more on XM Public Radio and NPR Now. Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
When it comes to crime dramas, the best things come in threes. NBC Tonight starts with an explosive new Knight Rider.
Allow me to drive.
Then, it's the strangest crime scene.
Body's gone?
Body's gone.
For TV's most unique detective.
It's a miracle.
It's an all-new life on its new night. Then on Law & Order, a family mystery 40 years in the making.
Could be a motive for murder in that.
An all-new Knight Rider, live at Law & Order, NBC Tonight.
In these tough economic times, there's no job security. I'm Deborah Sweeney, the general manager of MyCorporation.com. Form a corporation or LLC to save money. My Corporation by Intuit, the makers of TurboTax, will form your corporation or LLC in a few days for less than a lawyer. Go to MyCorporation.com or call 877-MyCorp2, 877-692-6772. My Corporation does the work, you save the money. Use coupon code RADIO for $50 off your corporation, LLC, or trademark. My Corporation is a document filing service and does not provide legal or financial advice.
Thanksgiving's a time that brings families together to enjoy a delicious home-cooked meal. And with the joys of Thanksgiving can come the stress of cooking. But don't let the big holiday meal get you down. With Kitchen Basic stocks, you can throw away your worries with a healthy and quick fix to any Thanksgiving dinner emergency. Kitchen Basic stocks are also a perfect pantry item to add that touch of homemade flavor to your famous turkey, stuffing, gravy, and vegetable recipes. Best of all, this stock is ready to use and is just like the stock that Grandma used to make from scratch. Kitchen Basic's real cooking stocks come in 8 great flavors, including new unsalted chicken and beef. And just like homemade, Kitchen Basic stocks are all natural. No MSG, chemicals, fillers, or excess salt. This means you can control the salt to get that homemade flavor that your guests will rave about. Treat your family to the best this holiday season with Kitchen Basics real cooking stocks. For great holiday recipes, visit us at www.kitchenbasics.net. Kitchen Basics is a proud sponsor of Thanksgiving programming on Martha Stewart Living Radio.
The Jay Thomas Show on the Sirius Stars channel.
I like it when a guy has a name that could go either way. He could have just easily been Thomas J.
Sirius 102, 888-4102-102.
Let me try it out. Duct Tape 108. Oh, good. Hey, the Jay Thomas Show, and we had Veterans Day yesterday, and I told you the story of a local doctor who, after 9/11, joined the reserves to help, men and women coming back to the United States, and so he had his private practice, but then he would go work at the Veterans Hospital in Los Angeles and in San Francisco. And he's been in the reserves about 4 years, and I went over to his office, and they were packing it up, and he is shipping out at 60 years old.
Wow.
And he is going to be in Afghanistan and or Iraq for 1 year. And he said, when I signed up, I knew this could happen. And, I mean, we're talking a guy making, big 6 figures, okay? He's locking his office up and going over there.
Wow.
And, wasn't upset about it and kind of like, said, more doctors need to do this and all. I know, it was unbelievable, Of course, I went nuts on Dennis Miller yesterday, saying what a chicken he was. And then John of Rhode Island, who we've worried about a lot. Do we have John's music? He's the former sniper from over there. Has come back to the United States and accidentally shot one person since he came back, Shuli.
But in all fairness, that person shot at him. It was a starter pistol he shot at him with,
yes.
but he shot at him.
So we have John of Rhode Island, our former Marine sniper. It would be like you, Shuli, never telling a joke again. You've done it, and then you come back, and you're retired from joke telling, and you start delivering stuff, and you're joking with your pals, but you don't ever do it professionally again.
And that would be sad.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's like when athletes retire, It's what they've done their entire life. So, John, I just saw that you had an announcement to make. You did 2 tours over there. They wouldn't take you back. What's happened?
Well, with the help of my local congressman, I'm back in the reserves.
Ladies and gentlemen, a real American killer is back in the reserves.
Wow.
How long before they get you over there?
Maybe 6 months. I volunteered to go to Afghanistan. So.
Now, is your wife pissed off?
Oh, Jesus. I can hear her screaming all the way home. Yeah, she's very upset about it, but she knows it's what I was born to do, I guess, and I miss it, and, she'll just have to put up with it.
So you were born to be a long-distance killer?
Nah, I was born to be a Marine.
Death from a distance. That's what you... I know, but when you say a Marine, that's one thing.
A sniper, a Marine Corps sniper, forget it. That's a whole nother ball game right there.
I was born to be a Marine, clerk.
Right. He was born to be a Marine supply officer.
And a lieutenant, and I would go like this. Sergeant Shuli, would you bring me the file on John the Sniper, please?
And where are the paper clips I ordered?
I would like, by the way, Colonel Sean Kelly is not going to be happy when he comes in. Sean would be the colonel, okay?
We'll just have Private Garrett Andritz do anything.
By the way, and if anybody in our office gets, sent to the front, we would somehow get the papers, change them so that they stay back, in our clerk office.
Absolutely.
And I'd have one of those stamps, and I'd go like this. All right. They'll never send you now. I'd have one of those stamps. Don't send over, So your wife is yelling at you, and you're going to go over, and 6 months. Is it going to put a strain on your marriage that you've rejoined to go over there and start killing, insurgents again?
Yeah, it has already, but she's been with me for 32 years, and we've had tons of separation. Out of the 32 years, we've probably been separated 11 of them. So
you know what it is, though? You're a sniper. All you got to do is scare her and look at her before you leave and go, listen, just because I'm gone doesn't mean I can't reach you.
I'll be watching.
That's right.
This is what you do. You whisper in her ear, you go like this. Click. Like that. You just make that noise. Click. Well, you know what? I'm sorry your wife is upset, and you've had other trouble. She'll get over it. And your kids are grown? You have big kids?
I have no kids.
You and your wife have 32 years, no children.
Those are the best kind of kids to have.
Did you not have children because after 32 years, you 2 kids weren't sure if you were going to make it or not?
Well, I didn't want to have any while I was in the service because you never know, when you're going to have to pack up and move and everything. And then when we got out, we just figured, what the hell? We haven't had them yet. Why bother now?
Wow. Okay.
Here's
the bad thing. Here's the bad thing. When you go over to Iraq or Afghanistan, like in Vietnam, at least you get laid by the hookers or meet, these drinking girls and all that, or Germany or France or Italy or wherever we fought, even Japan. You don't meet any women over there, do you?
Oh, we got BAMs over there.
Who?
BAMs.
B-A-M-S.
Broad-ass Marines.
So we had a female soldier on here a couple of years ago, And I said, wow, you're a pretty attractive woman. She says, yeah, but in Afghanistan, I'm a 10. That's what she said.
That's
Yeah?
it.
Yeah.
Even the ugliest woman is a 10 over there.
Wow. All right. Well, keep calling us, and then when you go over, would you be able to call us from over there?
Yeah, I'm going to have a satellite phone when I'm over there.
That'd be unbelievable.
How sweet would that be, Jay?
I'd love for you to call us while you were sitting with your spotter,
Or
I'd like to call you, just have you sit and listen and pull the trigger.
oh, that would be so
Oh, my
awesome.
God.
That
That'd
would
be
be so
unbelievable.
awesome. Yeah, and maybe you could wound the guy, walk over, and hand him the phone, and we can interview him before he dies.
and put a J. Thomas Show hat on his head. Replace that headdress with a J. Thomas Show hat.
Yeah.
Pull him up.
So I'll tell him, I'll give him the phone and say, here, talk to my little Jewish friend.
Yeah, talk to Shuli.
That's right. Hey, shalom, insurgent. Shalom. Yesterday, an unfortunate radio bit went awry.
What?
Julie, did that shirt fit you?
Yes, it did. Thank you. And Ronnie loved his shirt.
Death from a distance. All right, John of Rhode Island, good luck, and you've already started going back, and have you started practicing?
Yeah, matter of fact, I was at a rifle range this past weekend, and since I saw Shuli at the Killers of Comedy, I've lost like 23 pounds, so I'm looking to lose another 20, be really fit, and
I'm happy to hear that. I didn't want to see you getting goofed on by your Marine buddies when you got over there.
It's so funny that he's losing weight and everything else and get ready to do something. I was looking in the mirror this morning as I was getting ready to go to work, and I realized that I finally have the body of my idol, Aristotle Onassis. As I finally look exactly like him, Yeah, I got that kind of middle-aged, balding Greek guy kind of barrel look, The only thing I'm missing are at the end of his life, he had Lou Gehrig's disease, and he had to put Band-Aids on his eyelids to keep his eyes open. Did you know that?
No.
Yes, he'd walk around with Band-Aids on his eyelids.
That's a good
Some
look.
sort of, it was terrible. And all the money in the world, and he actually didn't even use the ones that were clear, the ones that were see-through. He used just the old Johnson & Johnson.
He didn't use the one with dinosaurs and shit on it.
Every now and again to be nutty and to make, the Kennedy kids happy. He would put a dinosaur on there and little Caroline would giggle. All right. Hey, John, Rhode Island, thanks. We'll keep talking to you till you head out. Okay, man?
all right, guys.
All right, Johnny.
Man, he missed the killing. He missed the freaking
Dude, let me
killing.
tell you something. I watched a guy in the green room talking to me and Bob and Colin, and he was telling us stories, and you could just see the look in his eyes, man. He really wanted to be back there with his buddies and, help them out. I mean, shit, it's kind of like what most of the Marines live by, is their brothers are there and they need to go and help them.
I've been to a lot of comedy clubs, and I never wanted to go back once I got out of there.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I can't think of it. If someone said, where would you like to go back to work? Maybe Sirius is the first place that I've ever really just enjoyed, hanging out, and the management doesn't drive you nuts, and, they're actually, they kind of know how to do it, But Sean, is there a radio station you'd like to ever go back to?
Not a one, Jay.
Not one. No, me neither.
I got to tell you the power of your show. I was in Toronto, Canada.
The power of my
weekend.
show.
Yes, Power of the J. Thomas Show.
Go ahead, Shirley. Go ahead.
And as I'm meeting fans and selling my merchandise, a gentleman yells out from the back, "Pick up your dog shit, Shuli."
Just a comment.
Yeah, he was talking about the fact that I mentioned I don't clean up after my dog when he poops.
JThomas.com is where you can go. And our newest T-shirt is Merry Christmas. You got a problem with that? That's our newest T-shirt. It's the only T-shirt we're going to, the other ones will be available, but that's our newest holiday T-shirt. Sean, can you put some little, what is it? Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Boughs of holly. Can you put pictures of holly
and her bowels with her?
And a bowel,
I
a bowel of
have to
holly.
design the shirt, so tell me what you want on it.
Bowels of holly. Bowels. Bowels. I don't know. What is a bow? I don't know what that is. Show a boat with some fruit on it. Like a branch. and a holly leaf. You know, I want you to find something that's already on the internet. Don't go making anything, you know, and just put it in there. Make it look goofy, like your kid did it.
Okay.
And it says, Merry Christmas. You got a problem with that. I think it's a great shirt.
Or we take the letters from all the other shirts that didn't sell and make it like a ransom letter. You just piece all the letters together.
It's a ransom shirt, actually. Jacqueline Day. I'm listening to your show for the first time today in Canada, and I'm just curious about your comment. It's 2 a.m. Canadian time. What time zone is that? I think that was a joke. I think, you know, when you're doing the time around the United States and around the world, and you know, and of course it's 2 a.m. in Canada, like that. It's a joke. Jacqueline, you may not be made for this show. Not everybody is made for the show, and not a lot of announcers say this, but. If after a week or so you still don't get what I'm doing, then move on.
We don't want you.
I didn't say we didn't want you.
No, I'm saying after a week. If
you're going to not get what's going on, and you're going to be embarrassed.
Because we don't have time to explain everything to you. We already got somebody like that. Her name's Madison.
That's right. What's the new name of the channel with her?
Meat Flaps.
Madison's Meat Flaps 108.
Del Rahim sent these names. This man's name is Del Rahim.
I bet you he fixes computers. Go ahead.
Manly 108. He sent a bunch of them. Boss 108. Hydrate 108.
Hydrate.
Man Up 108. Or Gringo 108. Now that, of course, probably.
Gringo 108.
Yeah. No, that must have come from somebody that just heard, you know, the interview and they thought that would impress me. This is from Gun 55. This man's name is Gun.
54 other people named themselves Gun.
With 2 N's.
That kills
Don't you
me.
love?
That kills me about the internet, man.
I know.
When I remember... Like, you try and go to Yahoo or something and try and open an email account and come up with the craziest fucking name you could think of, like redheaded pole smoker. And I guarantee you it will say, this name has already been taken.
Done.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. I'm
You
like,
know.
who's redheaded pole smoker?
I typed in once, restart, and it said, sorry, that name's taken. Gun, Gunn 55. Anarchy 108. No.
If we played punk music, it'd be cool.
Yeah, that's more of a music
We're so
thing.
the opposite of anarchy.
This is from Laura. How about Balls 108? I think it's great, says Laura. You know what, Laura? I don't know if I like the name, but I like you.
We like the enthusiasm.
Yeah, send us your phone number and an address and a time when you might be in a motel just outside of the Lincoln Tunnel. And we'd like to meet you. So, okay. Brent of Tampa, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Brent, how are you? We're moving to 108 on Monday, and for those of you that have XM or know people with XM, tell them the fabulous Jay Thomas Show with Shuley will be on 139 over on XM starting on Monday, and I believe the reruns will be the same in the evening, and we'll be joining some others. And I just don't know who exactly is going to be on the channel, but we'll be on in the afternoon. And it's not the Jay Thomas channel, so I have nothing to do with who they hire or any of that stuff, okay? Yes, Brent, go ahead.
I have a name for the new channel.
Sure.
How about Serious Debate 108?
Yeah, that sounds like a talk, like a
political thing.
Yeah.
How about,
Hold on. just do that. Just
love
go.
that.
108.
I think that's great. I think that's
How about
genius.
Jay? How about Jay repeats everything 108? How about that?
That's good, too.
How about
All
Jay
right.
and his kid are reunited 108?
That's right. Hey, this comes from my music channel, which I'm still going to be doing. What is it called now, Garrett? 77?
Sirius XM 7 on 7. 70s on 7.
Nice going, Garrett. Sirius XM 70s on 7. This comes from the programming department of Sirius XM 70s on 7. If you receive any emails that you're uncomfortable with, please forward them to listenercare@xmradio.com. Can I tell you something? I hope you send me every horrifying email you can think of, okay? I love responding to you, you know? There must be other announcers that really get upset when they get criticized. And that's amazing to me. You know, it really hurts people. Why do you think I thrive on it, Shuli? That when I've really irritated somebody, and to the point where they're typing in all capitals with exclamation points, that's my favorite.
There's
I save them, I love them, you know?
There's such a joy in life when you tweak another human being and make them nuts. It's such a great
But that's
feeling.
sick that we like that.
Of course it's sick.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not stopping. It's too late now.
Hey, Brent, is that you breathing on the phone?
No, that's not me breathing.
Yeah, sure.
Are you
All right,
driving?
thank you, Brent of Tampa. Hey, Lisa of Illinois. Lisa of Illinois, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Lisa, how are you?
Yeah, I've got a few ideas for a station name. If you're going to keep Rodney Lee Conover on your show, I would suggest Born to Irritate 108.
Well, what we're going to do is not tell him we're moving.
Yeah.
And he'll be talking to who's ever on 102. He'll be doing the Dr. Laura show.
Another good one might be Tube Steak 108.
Tube Steak. Hey, wait a second. Lisa, it's a good one. Tube Steak 108. Yeah. Sean, that's going out right now to the management.
Thank you for tuning in to Tube Steak 108.
All right. Thank you very much, Lisa of Illinois. Thank you. Zach of Pennsylvania. Yes, Zach, how are you?
Okay, how about Stinker 108?
What?
Stinker 108.
Stinker?
Stinker?
Spell it.
You hear me?
What? Are you in Afghanistan?
Stinker? You mean like S-T-I-N-K?
E-R, yeah.
E-R. Oh,
Yeah.
we didn't know there was an ER at the end.
Thank you, Zach. Stinker? What is that? It's like, do we smell bad, or we're little stinkers?
That's just dumb.
You know what? If we named
Jay, I got a name. How about Purple Nurple 108?
No. We'd be Little Stinker Radio, and nothing but grandmothers would listen. Oh, he's a little stinker. He's a stinker. I don't know. You know what? You know, my dad's mother was mean to him, apparently, or I don't know what she did. My mother used to say that she took him to the beach and wanted him to catch pneumonia and die.
Wow.
She would go, "Oh, my God, your grandmother not so nice. She tried to give your father pneumonia at the beach when he was a baby." And I would go, "What? What? Oh, he got terribly ill. No one should have a baby at the beach." So my dad, and I guess they had a contentious relationship. But your grandmother is sweet to you, right?
Oh, yeah. I loved my grandmother so much.
I did, too. And my dad had trouble with, they would argue and get into, and she would always, I would be getting in trouble and getting spanked, and my grandmother would go, "Come here, you little stinker," like that. It's like for grandmothers, right?
Yeah.
Now, did one of your parents have trouble with your grandmother, but your grandmother you loved her?
Yeah, no, I don't think my parents, either one of them had a problem with her. She moved from Israel and moved in with us when we lived in Los Angeles. And
she was just elated to be out of there.
Oh, yeah, and she lived with us for like 10 years, man. And, I mean, God forbid I ate lunch at school, because when I got home, this woman put together a meal for me that was just out of this world. And she was the king of the Jewish guilt trip, because she'd be like, "Shuli, would you like some food?" And I'd be like, "Oh, you know what, Grandma, I ate at school today, thank you." And she'd go, and it'd just get quiet, and you'd hear her go, "Okay, you don't want, you don't have to eat." And walk away like that. And I'd just be like, "Oh, give me the food."
Now, if my wife announced to me that my mother-in-law was going to move in for 10 years, okay? I don't care what size house it is, okay? I don't care how nice she was. You're not married, but imagine you move into a decent-sized house and your mother lives with you for 10 years with this woman you're with now. That's hard to imagine, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a tough
But
sell.
it happened all the time. My mother's mother would move in. My dad's mom would, my uncle would move in, And we loved it, right? You always loved when somebody, it had to, screw your parents up.
Yeah,
right?
it had to affect somebody poorly.
And this is what you'd hear, by the way. My uncle would go, "Well, he's looking for a job. He's trying to find something. What do you want me to do, throw him out?" "Well, I don't know, but, damn it, he comes in here. Wait, damn it, he's using all my hair gel. Just be patient. He'll be out of here soon. But tell him to not use my goddamn hair gel." "Okay, I'll tell him." My dad accused him of using some sort of goo he put in his hair, He goes, "Go in there in this goddamn hair everywhere, all the damn bathroom. Can't he use the goddamn kid's bathroom?" Oh, God, Harry, he was dropped on his head when he was a baby. My mother always had a story.
She always had an excuse for it.
Yeah, you weren't just not normal.
Right.
Something had happened.
Right.
We stopped the car very quickly, and he fell on his head. All right. It's the Jay Thomas Show. I know we have another guest. Are these the guys that go around Manhattan, Sean, with those high-powered water things, and they shoot at each other in the streets of Manhattan?
Yes, they are, Jay.
That sounds cool.
Have you seen these guys?
I've heard about it. I've yet to see them in action.
I came out of the building when I was there in October, and there was a guy wearing a backpack with one of these, a water thing, but he had a high-powered pistol.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you doing? He says, I'm with Street Wars. And I said, what does that mean? He says, we go around town, and we did it in London, and we shoot people. And you're a part of the game. And I think they go into your office or something, or maybe they wait for you to come down.
Well, they get
in the street.
They
I don't know.
Find out where you're at, location, and they go and get you.
But it'll be like 500 people in a game, right?
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if it's in any other city, but it was in London. I actually saw the guy in the streets of New York, and so we'll talk to one of them next with Shuli on the Jay Thomas Show.
The best in entertainment for the whole family is now on Sirius and XM.
Radio Disney is home to High School Musical, Hannah Montana, and the Jonas Brothers. While Kids Plays Live is part Playhouse, part Songfest, and all fun.
Hear great old radio shows like Dragnet and The Twilight Zone on Radio Classic. And catch the world's greatest authors, classic stories, and today's bestsellers on Sirius XM Book Radio.
Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM.
Find out more at Sirius.com and XMRadio.com.
Okay, here we go. If you're listening right now, you're one lucky person because you're going to get a free bottle of Omega Berry Fish Oil from Purity Products. Now, to find out how to claim your free bottle, give us a call right now. 1-800-496-5920. That's right. Purity Products is doing $1 million radio giveaway of ultra-pure Omega Berry Fish Oil capsules because they want everyone to experience the health benefits of pharmaceutical-grade Omega Berry Fish Oil. Now, everyone knows fish oil is important for heart health. But it also has powerful benefits for wrinkled skin, joints, even focus and concentration. And with up to 3 times the power of ordinary fish oil, well, you're gonna feel the difference. Try it before you buy it. Experience the miracle of fish oil yourself with a free bottle. Call right now and we'll also send you a free skin rejuvenating serum for fine lines and wrinkles. For your free bottle and free serum, call now. 1-800-496-5920. 1-800-496-5920. 1-800-496-5920.
For the first time, XM and Sirius listeners can hear the most important timeless names in music. Revealing, candid, intelligent conversation, and live performances you won't hear anywhere else. Artist Confidential. The biggest names in music have set the stage for Artist Confidential. Robert Plant. Coldplay.
We started by playing in a bathroom together because they have the best acoustics.
Faith Hill. Carlos Santana.
Please help me to stay in time and in tune. I'll never do this again.
And over 100 others. Hear Paul McCartney teach piano.
Keep sort of doing that.
Or John Mayer craft a song from scratch.
You do that?
Only on Artist Confidential. Yeah. Everything worth listening to is on Sirius and XM. Check for new and encore Artist Confidential shows and schedules at Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
Thank you. The Jay Thomas Show on the Sirius Stars channel.
Have you ever had sex with a piece of fruit or a vegetable?
One time. I had a hard time getting her back in the wheelchair. Terrible.
Sirius 102. 888-4102.
Is it Mikey or Mickey Dean? How do you say M-I-K-E-Y?
Mikey.
Mikey, you're from England, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
And you've come over to this country and you've brought this crazy Street Wars. Go to streetwars.net. Our office is at 48th and Avenue of the Americas.
Thanks for telling them where I'm at.
That's right. Shuli is here. And I came out and I didn't see you, but I saw some guy with the water pack and, it was almost like seeing the naked cowboy or something. I thought it was like a new gimmick. And he said, no, I'm in the middle of this Street Wars game. So how did you think of this?
Well, it's actually not me that thought of it. I was just part of it. There was another guy that you need to find who keeps himself to himself called the Supreme Commander. And he is the man that actually thought the game up. I was just very lucky to end up getting down to the last 15, and someone, namely the Supreme Commander, gave my name to a journalist at the New York Times, and I ended up being in the New York Times and showing my face off to a lot of people.
Now, tell us how the game works. Is there like a lot of guys are listening to us, and they'll go to streetwars.net.
Yeah.
And how many cities? And we're heard in Canada. We're heard,
Sounds like a lot of fun.
All over the world. Also, it sounds like a lot of work. And do you go across state lines? Explain the whole thing. No, we don't know a thing about it.
Okay, well, basically, I mean, it's certainly the way it worked in New York, and it's been played across the world. I'm hoping to go back to the London one, actually, next year. But when it comes back next year, you've got to basically be able to work or live, you've got to live or have, like, a full-time job in any one of the 5 boroughs, and then you get given, when the game starts, and I think this year they had like 250 participants, you get given a contract. You go to they take you to this place that they've set up like a knocking shop, and
like a what shop?
Knocking shop.
A knocking shop, like or like a sweatshop, actually. They set it up like a sweatshop where you can go and meet the Mustache Commander, and you...
Yeah, Jay, get with it, dude.
So you go alone and you meet this shrouded Supreme Commander guy?
Yes, that's correct.
Is he in costume?
Yes, everyone's in costume. He surrounds himself with people who he calls his team of rogue assassins that all have these really, really big water guns.
And all the rogue assassins have squirt guns, right?
Yes, they do indeed.
Okay.
I had no idea how intense it was going to be until I actually got there, and they gave me a black envelope with a shadow government logo, which has the eye of the pyramid on it, and my targets, which were some people, and you have to get in. That you know the person you're trying to kill. You know their address. You know their work address. You also have their email address, and you have a photo of them, like a headshot and a full body shot. And you also, you get all of this like in an envelope, and then you have to basically go and hunt them down.
Now, if you're a guy who works in a regular office, and let's say you're an accountant or a lawyer, or something.
Like I have a desk, I have a computer, I'm sitting in my office.
Would you have to carry your defensive equipment with you at all times? Like this guy looked like he didn't have much of a job. He had this water pack on, and he had the gun out and ready to go. He was going for a kill. So was he did he work at night or something? 'Cause what do you do if you have to wear nice clothes to work? Do you have the water gun with you?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, there are certain rules to the game, because obviously the worry is that, it's like I work at a few places, like I work at a cathedral doing like sound, and the last thing you want to be doing is like doing sound at a funeral and have someone come in with a water gun and like...
You do sound at a cathedral for funerals and weddings and stuff, and so they could blast you in the middle of the coffin being taken out to the...
Let me tell you something.
I wish they could, but like the rules make sure that you don't have to do that. Basically, your place of work and the block surrounding it is safe, but the minute you step off that city block, you become fair game to whoever's hunting you down.
Right.
So basically, there's no way anyone's going to lose their jobs, because people can't just walk into their jobs and take people out. It doesn't work that way. But you can trick yourself into people's apartments by pretending to be delivery men and all that kind of stuff. So
I could do land shark. Okay, pizza guy.
Yeah,
I'm the darn.
Water company.
Plumber.
Water company.
I wanted to ask Mikey something. Or is it Mikey? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Now I'm just playing devil's advocate. I like the idea. I think it sounds like a fun game. But to some people, this does sound a little nerdy, I think, a little Lord of the Rings-ish type of thing. Do a lot of the contestants, are they given rides by their parents to go kill their targets? Or, I mean, how does this work? Is there a lot of young kids in there? There's a lot of older people.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of older people in it, man. Some of the people are kind of complete nerds of some kind or other. You know what I mean?
See, I'd hang with Mikey. Mikey's a realist, you know.
Now the thing is that they blast you and it's like paintball. Once you're hit, that's it. You're done. Is there a cash prize at the end of all this?
Yes, there is. You win like $500. The person who wins the whole game and is the last man standing, or manages to take out the Supreme Commander during sudden death in the last week, gets $500 and a little trophy.
And what did you pay to get in? What do you pay to get into this game?
$45.
So this guy doesn't even make that much money.
What are you talking about? You win $500. There's over 250 guys at $45 a pop.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't add that up.
The guy makes some good change.
What does he make? What's 45 times 250?
Hold on.
I'm trying to work this out now. Something like I think I worked it out to about $7,000.
So the Supreme Commander has $7,000.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
obviously there's
it's
admin costs, but at the end of it, I think they earn enough to be able to run the game.
It's over $10,000, just so you know.
Yeah, it's about $11,000.
11 grand, and he gives the first place $500.
Yeah. Okay. So he keeps the money. Now the Supreme Commander at the end of every game, he gets the second to last person's name and address. And do you get his name and picture and everything too when you play him at the end?
I don't. Believe it or not, I thought I was going to find that out, and then I think what happens is that he makes his presence known. I happen to know that he's sort of. I think he actually is resides in New York full time when he's not doing this around the world. But he makes it known as to where he can, but he generally then walks around wearing elaborate disguises. Apparently this year the guy that took him out in Macy's, and he was wearing a full beard and hat combo while surrounded with his assassins. So
this is a guy with guys walking with him, and they all have water pistols.
Yes.
Now what is it now like paintball, when my kids were doing it, it was extremely expensive, and there are these incredible, battalions of paintballers and all. What sort of a squirt gun do you use?
Well, I got a super soaker in case I needed to take anyone from long distance. But generally, I just had a small thing which I would be able to hide under my jacket and walk up to my target and then just squirt them with it. They also encourage you to use water balloons, with which I actually used once to varying success. It actually bounced off my target, and so she recognized me for the next time I took her out.
Oh, so if it doesn't break, then
they have to get wet.
That's right. So yeah, you can't throw at something or squirt and miss.
And let me tell you why the Supreme Commander is the Supreme Commander. The disguise thing, brilliant, because he can pose as any delivery or mail guy. You don't know what the hell he looks like, and boom, you're gone. You're wet.
That's right.
So how many games have you played? How many? I mean, you played in London and you played here, or just here?
Just here. I actually moved out of London just before they took the game, and they were here when I first moved here 3 years ago, but I was not in a position for me to because it takes up a lot of your time. I didn't realize just how much time it was going to take up, but you got to be serious about it if you're going to win.
Now, if I were to finance someone, Garrett, would you play this if I were to finance you?
Totally.
I'd play it too, man. I would.
You would
play.
really?
Oh yeah.
Well, now here's the problem. What happens if two guys at work play it, Mikey?
Well, basically, you just can't speak to that person for 3 weeks in case he gets you as a target, or vice versa.
Well, this show's going to be fun.
You can play as a team as well. There were teams that played, which was really, really good.
Okay, you know what, guys? I'll give you this for Christmas if you want to play as a team.
Yeah, let's do it. The Garrett
What's it, $500 or something like that? Yeah.
Nice.
And all they need is a squirt gun,
it's
and they give all
$45 a person.
Oh, I thought it was $2. Oh, that's right. Oh no, so it's $90. So if you win, I'd like $400 back.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay. So if they just go online, could they become a team?
Yeah, totally. You just it's actually open for next. It's the end of June. It's June the 21st to July.
Oh, you mean the next battle doesn't start till June?
That's right.
Perfect. I got time to train.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Mike.
And so they get the water guns, and I'll finance the water guns, Shuley and Garrett, and June will be here before you know it.
Listen, Jay, you sure you can swing that? That's going to set you back $96, $98.
Well, I was trying to figure out how much time I had left in my contract before I made that thing. But I think it'd be great. I think it'd be absolutely cool. So if you want to do it as a team or individual, what question here is it?
Yeah,
it's Mikey, right? Yeah, Mikey.
Yeah,
Mikey Dean. Yeah.
I always want to say Mickey for some reason. But,
yeah.
Mikey, how did you get taken out in the last game? Was it an elaborate thing?
No, unfortunately, it was the one time I dropped my guard as I came out of my apartment, the lift in my apartment building, and someone was waiting in the stairwell, and he shot me, the bastard.
How many people did you shoot before you got shot?
I shot 4 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, when you hit the woman, was she fine, like somebody you'd like to hang out with?
And did you aim for her boobs?
Yeah, she was actually, I mean, like, I'm married, but, like, she was kind of cute, you know?
Oh, and when you threw the balloon and it bounced off of her, she said, "You bastard"?
Unfortunately, no, that would have been great, but she did sort of like, I got you. I was like, okay, cool. That's fine. I believe you now, you know what I mean? But then the next day when I took her out, I actually got a gun and took her out the next day. She was...
Oh, you mean you just waited for her the next day and took her out? So she was like a sitting duck?
Yeah, so the next day I dressed up in all my scummy clothing and pretending to look homeless opposite where she was walking from.
See, if she was smart, she would have gone on the offensive and went after him before the next day. And she doesn't have.
She doesn't have
him. That's right.
They each have a different. Now, yeah, you can't find out the person that's trying to kill you's identity, can you?
No, you can't. I mean, that's how it is. If you can finish it if the game finishes within 3 weeks, the last person you kill will give you their contract, which is obviously going to be yourself, at which point you know you were the last person standing.
Wow.
But let me ask you this. If you were to approach her and try to kill her and she spots you, even though she doesn't have you, can she still shoot you?
Yeah, when you get shot like that by the person you're trying to kill, what happens is that you can't then try to kill them for like 24 hours. But you can follow them and you can just you can stalk them and
you can just bug them.
What a creepy group of individuals that I'm going to get a team in. Go to streetwars.net. Mikey Dean, are you going to play in June?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay, all right. Mikey, hold on. Sean will get all the information and stuff, and either Shuley and Garrett
Mikey,
will be
you're going down, bitch.
You're going down. It is the Jay Thomas Show.
The latest news, breaking news, national and international, is all on Sirius and XM. CNN.
I'm Anderson Cooper. Welcome to 360.
CNN Headline News.
This is CNN Radio.
Fox.
I'm Bill O'Reilly.
Fox News Talk. Business news from CNBC and Bloomberg.
Lightning round, Kramer's Been Money Man.
Prices paid for Standard & Poor's. And news from around the world on WRN and the BBC World Service.
The European Union says it's now...
Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com and XMRadio.com.
If you know a lot of people and you need to get those contacts organized, you probably need a CardScan contact management system. CardScan captures names, addresses, phone numbers, and more, all in just a few seconds. The software works seamlessly with Outlook, Act, Palm, and Windows mobile devices and smartphones, and even your BlackBerry. And now, they just introduced CardScan for Mac. CardScan now works on the Mac operating system. Call 866-334-4516 or visit cardscan.com/radio2 and try CardScan for 30 days, risk-free or your money back. CardScan is the best-selling business card reader on the market with online backup, web access, and updates too. Scan business cards quickly using their sleek scanner or simply drag and drop contact information from email. CardScan will organize it all and save you from cutting and pasting or typing, and now works on a Mac. Call 866-334-4516 or visit cardscan.com/radio2 and try CardScan for 30 days risk-free or your money back. That's 866-334-4516 or cardscan.com/radio2.
Imagine having the money for a breast augmentation, liposuction, or tummy tuck. Well, now you can get the cosmetic procedure you want from an independent, board-certified surgeon, all for less than you think. That's right. The independent, board-certified surgeons managed by Doctors Say Yes are making cosmetic procedures affordable to everyone. Now you can afford the treatment you want with financing guaranteed, no matter what your credit looks like. If you've been thinking about becoming the perfect you, just call Doctors Say Yes at 1-866-415-8855. Their independent, board-certified surgeons have assisted over 30,000 people, and they can help you afford the cosmetic procedure you've always wanted. Call Doctors Say Yes for your free consultation. Call 1-866-415-8855. Your call is confidential with no obligation. Call 1-866-415-8855. That's 1-866-415-8855.
Delight. My God.
Oh, this was a big hit back in the day, man.
Yeah, huge.
Groove is in the house. Remember Bootsy Collins was in this video. Remember Bootsy?
Yes, I do. I was at Power 106 in Los Angeles. I must have played this 6,000 times. You know, easily. Oh, man. Same one over and over and over again. We got a lot of unusual emails, not just names of the channel that we're moving to and all, but kind of help emails. Joellen Thompson, can you please help me?
Sure.
Dear friend, a dear friend gave me your address. So they call me dear friend. And then now a dear friend gave them an address. And informed me of you locating or being located by your son. I have decided to resurrect a search my mother, now deceased, began several years ago. I've been thinking possibly DNA information might help. So the mother's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now she's talking DNA. So she wants to find somebody, and she's going to have to get some juice out of her mother's arm to find them. Okay. The information I have is sketchy at best, but basically my mother was given away when she was 6 months old, raised by a woman who took her. That woman I knew as my grandmother. My mother was the youngest of several children and was told years later by her adoptive mother, the woman that I knew as my grandmother, a last name and a town where the others had gone. Oh, all of her other kids. Oh, I see. She wants to find her aunts and uncles. What a TV show this could be. And here's how we would do it. We would dig up the woman's mother first.
Even though we could get her DNA from a toothbrush or something she's used.
So no, we got to dig her up. We'll make it spooky.
Sure.
You know, when we come back, we'll be digging Joellen Thompson's mother out of this, grave. If you have any leads as to where to begin, apart from telling me to go to some website, pay a fee or who knows, I would appreciate it. I haven't the faintest idea where you could go with DNA, but I will tell you that since I announced that JT and I, that I'm the biological dad and all that stuff, it is pretty amazing that there are millions and millions of people. There's a television show here somewhere, finding these people. But with JT and I, it'd be like if I found out Shuli was my son. How you doing? And your parents are nice and welcome, But it's fraught with all sorts of disappointment, I saw a show recently where this Chinese girl who had been adopted by an American family went back to China and went back to visit her parents in this, this shithole village. Right. They wanted money.
Of course.
And they kept saying in Chinese, in our culture, you'll support mother. And they bring out this old, wrinkled-looking woman who's like 39, right? They bring this old, wrinkled woman out, and they go, this your mother, this your mother. And she have no, and it was terrible. The girl was crying, and they kept writing her letters and the whole thing. You don't want to meet the people that gave you away.
Just keep moving on, man.
Yeah.
Don't look back. Take that rearview mirror and flip it straight up. Just do not look back.
JT was lucky. We never hear good stories.
So lucky. It's
every now and again you'll hear where it worked out okay. I know David Crosby. He's from Crosby, Stills and Nash. He met his son and it worked out okay, right? And a couple of entertainers. But the reason why that worked out okay is...
Because they're entertainers.
They have money. That's
sure.
So the kid loves them.
Go find out. Go reunite with your dad and find out, he's been doing plumbing for 20 years. You ain't going to be doing fucking cartwheels. The Today Show ain't going to have you on for that.
Well, you don't want to, some woman that was banging everybody in town and gave you away. I mean, in East St. Louis, Illinois... There's a lawyer I know, and when people want a kid in Hollywood, he literally knows women that are always going to have a kid popping out of there, and they sell them like $15, $20 a piece.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
A friend of mine, they got 2 of them, and I keep thinking it's like a puppy factory, for God's sakes. Why don't you just go to Petco and get a friggin' kid?
Wow.
You don't want to know a person that gave your ass away. My kid got lucky because I'm so wonderful. Dear Jay, fellow actor. It was dear friend, now this is fellow actor. Love the show on Sirius. Love to see you act.
Fellow actor.
Your Sirius show moves along smoothly. The stories I love. Consummate, natural, blue-collar guy on TV, on film. I love it.
A real actor doesn't have time to email a show. Sorry.
Okay. While on hold, I could hear your email address being given to someone on your staff. This guy emailed me at home.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. Hope you're not upset. Don't worry. I won't be giving it to anyone. After this, you might be.
Yeah.
Okay. The main reason I wanted to write you was I am a part-time actor. Big mistake.
Full-time.
There's no such
Always
thing.
go with full-time.
Yeah, or just go with actor. You're either an actor or
right.
a writer or a comedian or a whatever, or you're not. There's
Right.
no part-time.
When I had a part-time job and did stand-up, I did stand-up.
That's all.
That's all I did.
When I tried to be a part-time real estate agent, it does not work.
Right.
You cannot do it.
Not a good pitch.
You know how actors try almost anything to get examples of their work out there. So if I got on the air with you, I would give out my website for anyone that might be interested. Yeah, what? Interested in what? Taking a job from me? Suppose I give them your website. They were thinking of hiring me, and they go, hey, this guy's better. Or look at his look. He has a beard or whatever. Forget it. If announcing you were an actor on the radio did anything, I wouldn't even be on the air anymore.
Why didn't the guy go on an audition where somebody there could actually help him? You know,
I'm not giving your website out. You're going to steal a job from me. You're like that gringo guy we had on earlier, stealing jobs from Mexicans.
Lucky.
Don't
prick.
email me at my home. You interrupted some very good porno. I was watching hippopotamuses do it with a young native girl, and all of a sudden I heard bling, and I knew I had an email. All right, there you go. No, announcing that you're an actor on the air doesn't help. You know, it'd be like if Shuley kept announcing, "I'm a comedian." You gotta work. You gotta just go do it. You know.
Well, I kind of do announce it over and over again too.
Yeah, we all do. It doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
I haven't noticed a damn thing changing in
Neither
your career.
have
All right. Let's listen to Joe Scarborough drop the F-bomb on MSNBC.
Because he went to Auburn. But these are good, decent, steady men that don't go around flipping people off or screaming "fuck you" at the top of their lungs. I suggest...
Oh, my God.
And didn't even stop, hesitate, just kept on. He really had no idea. That just came out of his mouth.
I don't believe that for 1 minute. I think that deep down inside, Joe Scarborough, who was a minor player from Pensacola, Florida, and who's now, you know, the one of the few right-wing people on MSNBC, I think that he is not getting any of the attention that Keith Olbermann and
Rachel Maddow,
which I like to call her Michael Maddow. Michael, she looks just like a guy named Michael Maddow.
Right, we're going to be talking about beach volleyball.
Yeah. They're getting all of the, all the press. Sean, do you disagree with me that that's a Freudian slip? He needed to get his name out there at MSNBC.
Well, it didn't really work, though, did it? I mean,
sure.
It was a bit of a stink for like 30 seconds, and then nobody paid attention to it after that. It didn't become an issue.
Well, look, we're playing it. We just played it. And you know what he also said? My wife is going to kill me when I get home. That's a guy that doesn't have, that's the last person you were. What about the people on MSNBC? Now, the FCC won't do anything because it's cable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, didn't it sound natural to hear that, though?
It really, and like he hit that word. Like he didn't slow
he's a
down.
nice guy.
The passion was there.
Yeah, he's a nice fella, and he's a guy that talks like that. But I think that deep down inside, they just signed Keith Olbermann to a $7.5 million a year deal, and they gave this woman.
I remember watching him do sports in L.A. on the news.
Right, Robert Maddow. This woman, Robert Maddow. They just gave her, $1.5 million or $2 million, and I don't think he makes that kind of money. So, do you watch his show, Sean, on MSNBC when you wake up in the morning?
Olbermann?
No, Coffee with Joe.
No,
Joe's Cafe, whatever they call it.
No,
Morning Joe.
Yeah. Morning Joe, is that what it's called? Like coffee?
It might be. I know that they pranked him once with the, there's this guy who does a fake Arnold impression that calls into Howard, and he actually got through to Scarborough. Or no, he was on Howard, the fake Arnold guy was on Howard, and he did this bit where he was proposing that we blow up the moon. And, because it would stop women from having their periods. and fucking Scarborough mentions it on his show, but mentions it in all seriousness. Like,
oh, what a nut.
Like, does a quick little editorial about it and goes, Governor, I think your jokes were out of line and not very funny. Like, it was
what an
hilarious.
Idiot. It's like Palin thinking that the president of France was calling her, and they were calling her office somewhere, in Alaska.
Yeah.
What an
bonjour,
idiot.
Miss Palin.
Yeah. Johnny Holiday. Oh, man. Joe of Florida, it's the Jay Thomas Show with Shula. Yes, how are you, Joe?
Hey, Jay, how you doing? I love your show.
Thanks, thank you.
I got a name for your show, but I also got a question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, you don't think Shuli's got something to do with your move to 108, do you?
No, why? What?
Well, the guy's he's like on every station on Sirius.
You mean Shuli wanted to be on 108?
No, I don't know. I think he's trying to move you out of there somehow.
No, we're
You think I want 102 all to myself?
No, yeah. You and Deepak Chopra and Dr. Laura, you're going to be over there. No, they said to me I could stay at 102. Is it if you want to be with those people? You know what it was like? It was like I woke up and I was the only white guy in a black neighborhood. You know, it was one of those. I went, huh? What happened? So they just said, you know, there's really nobody that we're trying to get to listen to 102 that is going to be interested in you and all the other people. But if we put you on another channel and surround you with people that, you know, you have, you know, more in common with or whatever, probably guys. And I said, okay, sure, we'll do it. You know, I mean, they wanted me to do it anyway. What was I going to say? No? I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd keep my eye on that guy.
No, you can't.
He just got 4 hours for his show, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know that. By the way, I've listened to that show, and the 2 hours was dragging me down, but that's okay.
Well, it's actually just 2 hours, and then we replay the show again for the next 2 hours.
How about the name to your show here?
Yeah,
ready for it?
Yeah, if you're done slamming me, get right to it.
All right, it's called The Fisting 108.
Well, that's the first thing he came out with. You missed.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did it. Yeah, you missed it.
Way to go, dude.
Thanks, Joe.
Way to go, Joe. Hey,
let's go to
Joe. Look by your feet. Is that ball there that you just dropped?
Hey, Joe, you get a fist. How about a fist? Bend over, Joe. Here it comes. Kurt of Texas. Hey, Kurt, the Jay Thomas Show. How are you?
Hey, Jay, I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you.
A suggestion for Shuli for the Street War game, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, Shuli and Street
Garrett.
Wars. They start in June. They're gonna sign up. Yeah.
Well, a raincoat is going to be like Kevlar.
From the water, you won't get wet.
Yeah, you won't get wet, but if it splatters on the coat, you're dead.
Oh, well.
It just has to splatter.
Wet, right?
Yeah, no, I mean.
Pretty wet.
Yeah. Just all they have to do is get you wet. That's all.
I'll check the rules.
Trust me. Yeah, we're going to be cheating, so we don't.
The rules.
Yeah, we don't plan on losing. Okay, when I say when I drop $90, I want 500 at the end of the rainbow.
He wants the trophy or nothing.
And wait a minute, I'm going to be dropping 100 because you know those water pistols got to be at least $5 a piece.
Yeah.
So there's another 10. Mm-hmm. And I want to meet face to face with the Supreme Commander before I hand over my money. I want to sit down with him, you know, as if, you know what, I'm going to be like like an insurgent, you know, and I'm going to start a movement against the Supreme Commander.
You're going to be like a hostage negotiator. Listen, all we want is to sit down with the Supreme Commander.
But wait a minute, I'm going to come disguised as Bubble Boy. No one's going to get my ass wet.
And the whole bubble's filled with water. We'll kill them all.
All right, Kurt, stay where you are. We'll have to come back to. What is it? Hurry. What is it? Go ahead.
Vag is great on 108.
Vag is great on 108. There you go. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
It's accurate.
Boy, this is an uplifting tune, isn't it? It's like if Christ was into European techno.
Can we leave this at 102 when we go to 108?
Carrying the cross, you know.
I'm coming.
Sirius and XM now have the best in music, from classical to country to the heaviest metal. Special channels like Bruce Springsteen's E Street Radio, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, the Grateful Dead Channel, Led Zeppelin and AC/DC Radio, Eminem, Frank Sinatra, Willie Nelson, and Elvis Radio.
Thank you very much.
Plus shows from legends like B.B. King, Tom Petty, and Bob Dylan. Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com and XMRadio.com.
Introducing the new Tassimo Brewer by Bosch, the only single-serve brewer that uses patented barcode technology. This means it knows what kind of drink you want to make and makes it perfect every time. With Tassimo, you can enjoy perfectly brewed Starbucks coffee and over 40 varieties from the world's finest brands at the touch of a button. Pick up the Tassimo Brewer today and get a complimentary gift. For details, visit TassimoDirect.com/XM.
We all have our favorite moments from this, our favorite channel. Moments like, face it, he's just not that into you. Help, I've turned into my mother, and at least he picked out the card himself. But did you know you can turn these fabulous moments into Tassimo moments? Just tune in while you enjoy a cup of coffee, cappuccino, latte, espresso, tea, or hot chocolate from the new Tassimo Brewer by Bosch. You can choose perfectly brewed Starbucks coffee and over 40 varieties from the world's finest brands. Now for me, it doesn't get any better than my eyes are up here while sipping a cup of Twinings chai tea latte. But why stop there? A segment on positive snacking? Feels like a Sushard hot chocolate. How to ace the pre-K interview? Carte Noir espresso. How to ace the pre-pre-K interview? A Javalia cappuccino. There are countless Tassimo moments waiting to be discovered, and we haven't even discussed closet space.
Remember when Christmas was magical? When the mailman delivered to the North Pole? Let's get back there. Santa's Wonderland at Bass Pro Shops has what we've all been missing. With the free arcades, remote-controlled trucks, the model trains, even a free picture with Santa. And of course, great gifts for everyone. Visit BassPro.com/Santa for details. Time passes. Hold on to Christmas.
The Jay Thomas Show on the Sirius Stars channel.
My God, that one's a homosexual.
Ian.
It's supposed to be the trip of a lifetime, and now we have a homosexual.
It's a don't ask, don't tell dude rant. Surely you knew that, Ian.
The one in the middle's a masher, you're rude, and he's gay. And all three are from Boston.
Sirius 102. 888-4102-102.
I was flying back from New York right before my luggage was stolen, and a guy is sitting, the middle seat is empty. We went to Washington, D.C. because of the rainstorm. Yeah. We end up flying from D.C. to L.A., and he's on the other, I can't believe you're playing this, on the window. And so halfway across the country, the guy says, "You're Jay Thomas." And I said, yes. And he goes, "Hey, I'm the guitar player from the Foo Fighters."
Dave Grohl?
No, it was Patrick. Patrick?
Wow. That's cool. I love the Foo Fighters, man.
Is there a Patrick in the Foo Fighters?
I know Garrett's checking right now.
Patrick. That's what he said his name was.
Foo Fighters are badass, man. They're a good band.
Pat Smear?
That's who it was.
Wow.
Wow, he's pretty famous. He used to be in other bands too.
And he's really was so nice and that chef on TV that is now
Ramsay?
the chef. He's an American guy. He's the chef for Applebee's now or something, or he's got kind of spiky.
Oh God,
that's the guy who won the Food Network contest.
Yeah, who is that?
That's what this
chef.
This guy Patrick is a cooler version of that guy.
Yeah, he has the bleach blonde hair. And
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Isn't that so? He's famous.
He played. He played with Nirvana for a while too.
He told me. He said, I was originally with them. And then he says, and who was the lead of Nirvana?
Kurt Cobain.
It was after Kurt's dead, right?
No, you said who was the leader of Nirvana?
No. I mean, didn't Nirvana go on after he was dead?
No.
They didn't. They didn't?
No.
He went away to somebody really famous like, me. I know nothing about music. So he says, I started with the Foo Fighters, and then, of course...
Maybe he went to, Jane's Addiction or something.
He went, so then, Steve asked me to play with, Jane's, and I go, oh, yeah. He goes, you don't turn that down. I go, of course not. Like that. And then he said, and so then, we ran out of that, and he says, I'm back with the Foo Fighters. Email me something about him. I'm going to email him, because that'd be great tickets to get, wouldn't it?
Oh, I would love to see the Foo Fighters. And you should try and get the guys on the show. They'd be cool to interview.
backstage.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Let's use these connections, Jay. We're wasting away here.
I couldn't believe I met him. You know.
He also co-hosted House of Style with Sidney Crawford.
Oh, that poor man.
He's kind of like he's got the bleach blonde hair, right?
Yeah.
And he's a cool dresser. Yeah, right.
Kind
Okay.
of like olive skinned.
And we were both in the back of the plane, I might add, for those who are going, I guess you met him in first class. No, we didn't even meet him in the extra legroom section, all right?
Wow.
We had both paid like nothing for the ticket.
I'm impressed.
Okay. Yeah, $94. But, so, by the way, Shuli, have you seen the musical on Broadway called Spring Awakening?
Yeah, Jay, I got right on that as soon as it came out.
No,
What are you kidding?
Wait a minute. I'm going again this weekend. I'm going to a gun safety class, and then we're going to go to see Spring Awakening.
But talk about opposite ends of the spectrum.
No, I tell you why. Spring Awakening was written by a Buddhist, and so one of my kids, the woman that took care of the woman that smoked dope with him recently, is a Buddhist who we don't speak to anymore. But so she said, my friend or a guy I know wrote this Spring Awakening. So I go to New York, not the last time, but the time before that, and my friend Phil, we played football together. He's taking his daughters, and I'm going to take my son and the wife and all that. And we go to Spring Awakening. So I don't care about it. It was so good, so sexy, and the music it would be like Foo Fighters music, except it's a play about a boarding school in the 1920s. You'll love it. You just take your girlfriend to it. You've never seen anything like it. I guarantee it. I'll give you your money back if you don't like it.
Well, now you're
Spring
Awakening.
Awakening.
Jew language.
I'm
All
not
right.
kidding you. You take your girlfriend, Spring Awakening. It's terrific. I'm not kidding you. I'm going to go see it again. And the music is... you're watching it going, this is going to be, it's 1920, and there's nudity, there's sex, there's everything.
I'm just worried that somebody's going to have to spring to awaken my ass at the end of the show.
No. Oh, no. And when intermission comes, you'll go out, smoke a bowl, come right back in.
Now we're talking.
Is there singing?
Yeah, it's a Broadway show. Of course they're singing.
But it's rock and roll music in this other venue. I mean, it's like the 1920s.
Nothing says rock and roll like a guy singing about putting on pants. I'm putting on pants!
It's not
Left leg's in!
It's not that kind of
Right leg now! Buttoning up, putting on a belt. Hold on, let me turn my lighter on and hold it up in the air for this rock.
This is from Spring Awakening.
All that's known, history and
Sounds just like Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Shut up, Garrett. You picked the wrong song, stupid.
No, I bought this soundtrack. It came with a penis in my mouth.
Soon as bark and hound you, and now you're bad and back again, back again.
Half the songs, though, have, like, censors over the words.
Yes, they do.
See what
Thank
another
you.
one sounds like.
You know what?
All right,
You know what's weird?
Totally
Because you
fucked.
yeah.
Let's hear that.
Thank you. Thank you. This song's called Totally
There's
Fucked.
a guitar in this.
No, but surely think about it, okay?
It's electric.
Totally fucked. Totally fucked. Totally fucked. You hear that? You hear the refrain? Totally fucked. Yeah, baby.
The dead end zone.
Yeah.
Man, you just can't call your soul your own. Who decorated your room?
All right, take it off. Forget it. I'm never saying anything.
I'm having a bad hair day and I'm totally fucked.
Now, you know the weird thing. You heard me sing there for a minute because people don't realize it, but I started as like a song and dance guy, right? But I loved all that, but I didn't do any of the frou-frou. I did, Isn't It Romantic? I did a lot of those, like, Isn't It Romantic? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that.
You didn't do I thought you said you didn't do the foo-foo stuff.
When you come upon a dream. I did all that stuff.
Oh, geez.
When you come upon a dream, right?
3 coins in a fountain.
Did you tell your parents that I played a Jew on Boston Legal? Did they watch me?
No, they didn't. My mom's in Israel, so my mom's the one who watches you on TV.
God.
My dad's
They'd
actually.
love- Play the Jew, for God's sakes.
I want to bring my dad in next week with me. He's coming to visit me in New York for the first time next week, and I'm going to bring him up here.
Put him in the ha-ha seat.
Absolutely. You'll have a field day with him.
Put him in the oi-oi seat.
Oi-oi seat.
Oi-oi seat. Steve of Nashville, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Steve, how are you?
I'm doing good. That was some fag stuff, dude.
No, it isn't. He picked the wrong things. I mean, I'm totally fucked is the name of the song. Come on.
Sounded like a High School Musical or something.
No, it isn't. Okay, you know what? You know what's the matter with all of you? Uneducated.
Oh, well.
Unsophisticated, uneducated. And you know where I am? I'm way up here above you all. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, I got a name for your channel.
Sure, what is it?
How about The Club?
The Club.
The Club. The Club.
Oh, The Clubhouse.
The Clubhouse.
Clubhouse I like. The Dugout.
Hey, by the way, do we have to climb up like a wooden ladder to get to it?
Well, that'd be a treehouse.
Hold it a second. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold it. Hey, what's the password?
What's the secret knock, dude?
Cooties.
Totally fucked. Totally fucked. Okay, come on in.
Did you hear the guy say what the password was? Cooties.
Cooties. That's the password. And we change the password every week, you know? Okay. Hey, man, what's the secret sound? Okay. You know, Steve, when we play Street Wars, we're going to let you pretend you're the Supreme Commander.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay, good. Thank you, Steve of Nashville. Let's go to Old John of Texas. Old John. Yes, Old John. How are you?
This guy better be old.
I'm pretty good, Jay. I'm beginning to think these aren't as funny as I thought.
You know what, John? Trust me.
Just that alone was funny, John.
You know what, John? When Shuli and I are looking at our own stuff sometimes before we go on a stage somewhere, we think the same thing. You know, this stuff...
Especially if I accidentally grab Jay's stuff instead of mine.
This stuff isn't as funny as I thought it was. Yeah, go ahead, John.
I'm an old amateur anyhow, but your organization kind of reminds me of like Sirius Stampede, you know, like a cattle
Stampede.
That's good.
Hey, you know what?
Or
that's kind of cowboyish, but Sean, send Stampede.
He's got another one.
Stampede 108. What else do you have?
Or Runaway Stagecoach comes to mind.
Yeah, I know, you're getting worse.
Yeah, how about something with the Ramblers in it? That would be polite.
Everything you do is old. Don't you know anything kind of in this century?
How about Studebaker 108?
Well, I'm an old geezer, you know.
No, but you've got to think young. Think young, you know.
Yeah.
Think of
my neighbor tells me all the time.
How about Buick 108? That would be young for you to call it Buick.
How about Edsel?
Yeah. Well, I've had a number of Buicks.
I know you have. See that? You see, Shuli?
Three-speed shifter.
Hold it 1 second. Hold it one. Push button Dodge. You remember the Dodge had the push? What would that be called? Gear shift. Push button gear shift. Now, old John, let's think. Stampede's pretty good, but it's kind of cowboyish. You know?
I know it is. This is just a suggestion. It's sort of your theme is that you don't really go in one direction.
That's not my theme. I don't have a theme. I come in here with a plan.
This theme is no theme.
I come in with a plan and a leaf blows by the window, and the next thing you know, I'm on it, you know.
Yeah, you're like an eddy in the river.
That's right. I know what an eddy is. It breaks the water. It's a dead body, a guy named Edward, dead in the river. All right.
A little whirlpool.
Now, where do you live in Texas? What town?
Harlingen.
Harlingen?
Yep.
Where is that?
That's where President Bush said the Nicaraguans were going to come ashore. Of course, we're not on the shore, but then that has nothing to do with it.
Wait a second.
So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree is what you're saying when it comes to the bushes.
George Bush's dad said Nicaraguans were coming ashore at Harlingen, Texas?
He did, yes. He said this is where they'll attack us.
That's great.
Course,
when were the Nicaraguans...
30 miles from the ocean.
You're 30 miles from the ocean. When were the Nicaraguans bracing for an attack of the United States?
Geez, this is a long time ago.
It's George H.W. Bush said this.
The old guy.
Yeah. Sean, let's pull up this. I never knew he said the Nicaraguans were coming ashore.
I don't know. You can probably find it on Google.
Now, were you living there when it happened?
I believe I was. I'm not sure. I moved here in 78.
What sort of precautions did you take?
None. I don't go out at night because we do have a lot of drug killings around here.
And do you have a ranch, or do you live in an apartment?
I live in a mobile home in a mobile home park. I'm just an old geezer, retired, living on Social Security.
And I mean, and then like you wake up in the morning. We were just talking about this earlier. We're hoping for a lack of ambition. We wake up and we're trying to make it and go. And I mean, if I'm in the coffin, I'm hoping a red light comes on after I'm dead that I can.
I'm ashamed to tell you, I've been retired 13 years.
How is it?
Oh God, it's great. This year is the first year I haven't gone north.
You just wake up, and whichever way the wind blows, you got the finances kind of figured out. You worked your ass off, and now.
I've never had money, so it's not a problem.
And you're just content.
Yes.
You're a good man.
Why not?
You're a good man, buddy.
Do you go to a bar or something? Is there a place where there's a showgirl or
my heart
something?
medicine doesn't agree with alcohol.
But you've had
this guy's got no vices. He's got nowhere to really be, nothing to really do, and he's happy.
Can I ask a question that no one, I don't think, ever asks an elderly person? And please, I'm gonna pre-apologize. But
well, before you start, I love Dr. Kevorkian. If it's anything like that.
No, I wasn't going to ask you if you wanted to kill yourself. Here you are,
I think we should be allowed death with dignity if we get.
I got you. Now, you're there in the trailer park, and you wake up in the morning, and you're an old person in heart medicine. Do you still masturbate?
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
Yep.
That's what worries me.
When's the last time you masturbated, and what happened when you climbed
Well,
it?
we're not going to get into that.
Did dust come out of it?
Huh?
I say, did dust?
Yeah.
Just dust came out? Okay.
It
All
was
right.
dusty.
Because there are all these books about rekindling your sex life, and here you are, the heart medicine. You don't drink. You don't go down to the bar.
Well, I used to like to dance, but I don't dance anymore because I don't drive at night.
Well, you know what? Won't a friend come get you?
Oh, I don't have any friends.
You live all alone in the trailer park. The only friend you have.
My wife has friends, but see,
you're married?
I'm not very friendly.
Well, you're wonderful with us. Is your wife shocked that you are attracted to this show?
What I say is I'm not sociable, but I'm not antisocial either.
Now, no, wait. Can you turn the radio down because I can hear the replay, even though I really enjoy hearing
I thought there was
myself.
a guy in his trailer.
I did
just
too.
like
I thought
you.
there was somebody. I thought you were in the middle of a bingo game and you decided to call us after your card had been filled. No, that's okay.
Down far enough.
Now, what does your wife think of you? You're addicted to the Jay Thomas Show.
Yeah. Oh, my neighbor's the one who makes fun of me.
What does your neighbor say?
Yeah, what's with the neighbor?
Well, he's a crippled ex-truck driver, and I go over and visit with him. We trade insults, and then I come home.
Now, does he listen to the show also, the cripple?
No, he doesn't believe in radio. He's a movie and TV person.
Oh, well, then do you tell him that the guy that you listen to happens to be a movie and television person?
And did you tell him that God is...
No good. He's stubborn.
You should tell him God is a fan of radio, and that's why he's crippled.
You know what, John? John, when we put you on hold, I want you to give me the guy's name and address. I am going to get my Mork and Mindy pictures out. I'm going to get my Easter Bunny pictures out. I'm going to get Murphy Brown pictures.
It doesn't matter. He spent too much money. He's got a gazillion-dollar computer, and that's...
No, hold on. I am going to send him personalized pictures. He won't know how I got his address. I'm going to send him personalized pictures, and I'm going to say...
movies and TV, what he
Thanks for watching me exclusively on movies and TV and not listening to me on the radio. What's his first name?
Dale.
Bill.
Dale. I think he said Dale. Yeah.
Dale. See how old I'm getting? Can't even hear. But I said Bill. Dale. Okay. So give us the address, okay, old John?
We're not on the air now, right?
No, we're not.
Because he's not going to want his name on the air.
Well, no one knows Dale from Shithole, Texas, okay? Right. No one knows that. You could drive all over you could go to every trailer park going, Dale!
I bet you one guy comes out.
Yeah, somebody will come out.
We're not going to put it on the air, though.
No. I did a movie at a trailer park in like Palmdale and stuff, and during the day, hot as hell. And then at night, I will tell you, John, some spooky characters come out of those trailers.
Oh, sure.
Nighttime is a very...
I was thinking the other day about the guy that was complaining about the sod on his house.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I bought a lot here, the first thing I did, I went to the courthouse to make sure there weren't any restrictions on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want somebody telling me what I could do with my lot.
Right.
Of course, the converse to that is that my next door neighbor runs a body shop, and 4 houses up there's a dope dealer. So, it works both ways. But I prefer the body shop and the dope dealer.
I see.
Somebody telling me to put sod on my lawn.
Right, of course. So when you wake up in the morning, you've got the cars being fixed, but the dope dealer sleeps all day.
Yeah, that's right.
Why don't you call the cops on the dope dealer?
Well, they know where he lives.
Okay.
Come on. It's just like Prohibition. Everybody knows where the dope dealers are.
That's true. Shuli, you know where yours lives, don't you?
Fuck yeah, they're a phone call away.
There you go. Old John, thanks a lot. Go on hold. Let's get the guy's name and address.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on.
All right, thank you. There's old John. He gets up every morning, Shuli. He's in the trailer.
Just like I goes, I go over to visit him, trade some insults, and leave.
Let's go to Patches of Ohio. The Jay Thomas Show with Shuli. Patches.
Yeah, Jay. Jay and Shuli.
Were you like a clown at kids' parties at one time, and they called you Patches?
Nah, I was young as the 3 sons, and I got all the hand-me-down clothes, and by the time they got they all had
play the song. There's an old song from the 70s. Patches. Who sang it? He had a voice like that, Patches.
I should know that because I lived through that age.
It's a song about a guy who wore nothing but hand-me-downs, and it's a sad song called Patches.
Well, hand-me-downs are a sad thing.
No, they're not. I wore my brother's clothes and stuff. What are you kidding?
What are you talking about? You have no say in the hand-me-down aspect of clothes. You just have to wear them. That's it. Either this or you're going naked. And you know what? I didn't want to wear some of those shirts that I got.
I don't know what.
I was born and raised down in Alabama.
Yeah, this is
on a
it.
farm way back up in the woods.
Listen to his voice,
I was so
Sheila.
ragged that folks used to call me Patches. Papa used to tease me about it. Because deep down inside he was hurt because he'd done all he could.
That's right.
My papa was a great old man. I can see him with a shovel in his hand. See, education he never had.
That's right.
He did wonders when the times got bad. The little money from the crops.
You ever heard this song, Shuli?
No, Jay, I have not. Is this in Spring Awakening as well?
All right, take it out. Take it out.
I have patches on my pants.
No, I'm ready to break down in tears. I need to get my tissues out.
Now, who sang that song, Garrett? Who sang
Clarence Carter.
That's right. Oh, Patches in the hole. Hey. That's right. So, Patches, what can we do for? What's the name of the station?
I
What
love
do you
the
want?
nickname, by the way.
Hey, Jay, I got a name for the station. I don't want you guys to be offended. Just
Sure.
take another toke.
You got it.
How about dickweed and dementia, 108?
Dickweed and Dementia, 108. Okay.
Dickweed dementia with you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Patches.
Hey, Jay, let me put this through. You know that lady that's calling about the piss bombs from Canada there?
Yeah, the woman that's upset with all the piss bombs, yes.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of a little song. I got part of it. I'm not a singer or dancer either, but...
You're going to sing a song about piss bombs.
I love it.
All right, sure, go ahead.
It's from the Jim Croce, If I Could Save Time in a Bottle.
All right, go for it.
Sure, go ahead.
I only got part of it, but it goes like this.
Sure.
When I say piss in a bottle, my favorite thing to do is wait till I get north of the border, and then I'll fling it at you. But there never seems to be enough piss to go around when I'm in town. But that's about as far as I made.
Well, that's Patches. Thank you very much. You know what's funny? We had the guy on.
It's how Neil Diamond started, sir.
We had the guy on from Street Wars with the water guns. We need to do it with piss bottles, Shuli.
Ooh.
Where you sign up.
Piss Wars.
Piss Wars. Now you're talking. And
now
you
we got
hit,
a game, Jay.
You get hit with a bottle of piss.
It's got to be in the face. No body shots.
All right.
Look, I'll go ahead and start saving it up. Tell me where to ship it to.
All right. By the way.
I got to make a deposit as soon as I get off the phone here.
All right. There you go. We have a guy coming on next who says he's going to tell us, Shirley, what we could have done with the money. You know, in the war, Sean, where he's going to talk about the money with the war, or what?
Yeah,
money?
the trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that we're spending on this invasion of Iraq, what we could have done with that money instead.
Rob Simpson, what we could have done with the money.com. It almost It almost sounds like a joke. What we could have done with the money.com, and he is going to have a list of things that we could have done.
He's written a book.
Number 3 on the list, filling up a Range Rover with gas.
All right. It's the Jay Thomas Show. That's the mediocre humor of Shuli on the Jay Thomas Show.
The best in entertainment. It's now on Sirius and XM. Learn something new every day on Martha Stewart Living Radio. Hi, it's Martha. Oprah's Friends, now just a phone call away on Oprah and Friends with Gail King, Dr. Oz, Gene Chatsky, and more. It's talk radio like you've never heard it before. You'll find fun, fearless females, all on Cosmo Radio. Hello. Plus the Sirius and XM stars like Barbara Walters, Deepak Chopra, Judith Regan, Senator Bill Bradley, and Jane Radio's Jane Pratt. Everything worth listening to. It's now on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
Computer security threats such as spam, spyware, viruses, pop-up ads, and hackers invade your business every day through email, instant messaging, web browsing, and your company's website. Stop the intrusions and improve office productivity now by installing a Barracuda Networks spam firewall, web filter, or IM firewall. Free evaluation units are available by calling 888-ANTI-SPAM, 888-ANTI-SPAM, or visiting Barracuda.com. For server load balancing, the Barracuda Load Balancer offers an affordable solution for distributing network traffic. And for organizations with compliance needs, the Barracuda Message Archiver preserves all email communications. With no software to install and no per-user license fees, Barracuda Networks products offer minimal setup time and unmatched affordability.
Do what more than 70,000 other companies have done.
Reclaim your network with a Barracuda Networks firewall. For a free evaluation unit, call Barracuda Networks, 888-ANTI-SPAM, 888-ANTI-SPAM, or go online to Barracuda.com.
Now join the most dynamic celebrity hosts all in one place on the all-new Sirius XM Stars, the 24/7 flagship talk channel, available to Sirius and XM listeners. Get personal access to me, Barbara Walters, every Monday on Barbara Live. Hear about relationships, success, and spirituality through the wisdom of Deepak Chopra.
We discuss everything
On Wellness Radio every weekend. And no-nonsense advice from Dr. Laura every weekday. Plus, publishing powerhouse Judith Regan brings her media and culture savvy every Wednesday on The Judith Regan Show. I really want to know the truth. You can also talk to Jane Magazine founder Jane Pratt every Friday on Jane Radio. Join former U.S. Senator Bill Bradley every week as he shares his unique perspective of the American landscape on American Voices. Sirius XM Stars, Sirius 102 and XM 155. Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
In the Ferrari or Jaguar, switching 4 lanes with the top down, screaming out, money ain't a thing.
Bubble hard in the double law, flashing the rings with the window crack, holla back, money ain't a thing.
Jigga, I don't like it if it don't gleam, gleam. In the hell with the price, but the money ain't a
Put
thing.
it down hard for my dogs that's locked in the bang. When you hit the bricks, new whips, money ain't a thing. Come on.
Y'all wanna floss with us? Come on. All across the board, we burn it up. Drop a little paper, baby, toss it up. Slacking on your pimpin', turn it up.
Hello, Jay-Z. You know, recently I think that Jay-Z and who runs the Def Comedy Jam? That guy,
Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons and a bunch of these guys met with people. I want to say in Atlanta, and gave ordinary hip hop loving people financial advice. Right? Of course, they're all millionaires. They're giving people financial advice. Okay, how about being friggin' lucky is what they should have done. Okay, and this is something that I said during the election. Why? And if I was helping the Democrats, I would have said blame everything on the money we spent on the war. It's the easiest way to do it. The bankers came in late. I'd have blamed everything on the war. They're still not blaming it on the war. Rob Simpson is with us. What we could have done with the money.com. Of course, that's the name of his book. Weren't you surprised, Rob, that they didn't lay on that more about the money, the Democrats?
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's a million things that could have been done with $1 trillion.
But they didn't blame our problems on it. Forget that it's a war and whether you want to be in the war or not. But the average American, who may not even wanted to vote for Barack Obama, could have been talked into the fact that, hey, if we stop the war, you'll get more money in your pocket.
Well, yeah, I mean, estimates now say the average family of four in America has lost a little over $16,000 because of the cost of the war.
Now, do you sit at your computer all day just looking for horrifying facts and statistics?
No, actually, I spend my days sitting at a computer writing ads. I'm a creative director for an ad agency.
And do they know that you wrote your book on their time?
Well, I didn't really do that. No,
Sure you did.
I was at a different agency then, anyhow.
They fired you for not doing their work and writing this book?
Yeah, and for being a crazy lefty.
Yeah. What, can you say where you work, where they got rid of you?
No, I work at an agency in Knoxville, Tennessee called the Tombras Group. That's
I was a disc jockey in Knoxville. I went to UT for a short time.
Really?
Yeah, I knocked a girl up and then left town under the cover of darkness.
Good work.
Yeah, it was. I lived on Cumberland Avenue.
Oh, you sure?
It was a horrible time, though. It was like, oh, my God. It was dark, grim. Knoxville's a whole different place. And you always could tell the UT girls because you got the hills there on campus, and everybody walks everywhere, and they have these big, huge cabs.
Yeah.
They still do that? Remember the Big Orange Motel?
No, don't know that one.
Is it gone? The Big Orange? Everything's orange, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the whole
I worked at WKGN in Knoxville. It's probably gone.
Yeah, it doesn't ring any bells.
WNOX, is it there?
Don't think so.
No, they're all those people are dead and gone.
But I will say the first time that my wife and I came to town was about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday morning we walked into the local mega mall to pick up a few necessities and just stopped dead in our tracks because we saw everybody in that orange.
Everybody wears orange when it's football time.
It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen.
Right.
And no one looks good in that orange.
No, nobody does. It's like people in Nebraska. Nobody looks good in that red.
Right.
They all wear that red. They don't realize how ugly they are, you know? Mm-mm. You have an orange shirt in your closet, Garrett? You have an bright orange shirt?
I do not.
No, of course not. Nope. Sean, do you have any orange clothing?
I do.
I do, too. Only
I happen to like orange, though.
You do?
Yeah.
I have a couple of shirts for you. Rob Simpson, what could we have done with the money.com? And it's a $1 trillion, and they don't ever do stuff like this, but what could they have fixed, like, immediately? Never have to worry about it again.
Well, one of the big things probably is Social Security, and we couldn't fix it for you and I, but if we'd taken that money and invested it and put it in trust funds for kids, every child in America, by the time they got to 65, would have been a multi-millionaire.
You mean just putting a little bit away, for each kid and letting it grow like normally in some sort of a mutual fund or something?
Yep,
right.
You take the expected growth of the money, divide it by the number of kids born in America each year, and just give them a little trust fund and let the money sit there.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And wait a minute now, what about the people that think the war is a good thing, that it's money well spent, that we're fighting, the terrorists and we're helping save Israel and we're killing bad guys and Hussein was a bad guy and all that stuff?
Nothing wrong with saving Israel.
That's right.
No, nothing wrong with that, and Hussein was a bad guy, but there are lots of bad guys around the world, and you might question why we chose that particular one. But even the people who are for the war, I think that there's been so little said about the money that's spent that those people haven't had a chance to really make a decision. And you may support the war, but do you support it enough to take $16,000 out of your pocket and pay for it?
No. In fact, Shuli, I do agree with that. If everybody were sent a bill, forget taxes.
Oh.
You got like a little bill.
They'd be like, well, what? Saddam's not that bad.
That's right. This is my friend Shuli, by the way.
How you doing, Rob?
Hey, Shuli.
Hey, man.
I was going to say, not only are they spending, just an insane amount of money, but then you hear stories of these soldiers welding on armor to their vehicles, supplies they don't have,
what is that
materials. I mean, where's all this fucking money going?
Well, and the other thing that makes me really nuts about it is the fact that VA spending doesn't nearly keep up with the requirements. And, in budget estimates, they didn't even include any increased costs for injured veterans coming home from Iraq and Afghanistan.
I know.
They assumed no one was going to get hurt over there.
I know a kid who served in Iraq. He got hit with the IED in his Humvee. And two of the guys that were in there died. He lost his right leg, and I think the government sent him a letter saying that they don't consider him disabled and he cannot collect disability.
And they wanted him to be a part of the Whack Pack. That was the worst part of it, at Howard Stern Group.
Yeah, his name's Lefty.
That's right. So, the other thing is, the homeless and all that stuff. I don't like the homeless, so I don't want to save them. You know why? I'll tell you why. I mean this. I don't like that they're weaklings. The homeless are weaklings. They're drug addicts. They're 90%. I mean, and we have them.
They're quitters. They're quitters.
Yeah, and I know they don't have a constituency, but Rob, you're a leftist and all that, but I see you want to save the homeless. Don't you ever get pissed off at the homeless?
Well, sure, and there are certainly homeless people who brought their issues upon themselves, but there's also a lot of homeless people who are veterans who are out there because they've never received the care that they should have got when they came home.
Okay, well that I don't mind, but I mean, every homeless guy I see with a sign, he doesn't want to work. And now there's young, strong ones out there. They piss me off. I've wanted to have a truck go around and give them shots at night and put them to sleep, and I get terrible mail on that one.
Gee, I'm surprised.
You know what? I've never had a guest that thought that was a good idea. Rob Simpson, what could we have done with themoney.com? And that's the name of the book also. How many televisions could we have, let's go to silly thing. Like if I wanted everybody to have cable, could we have all had cable in the United States? Yeah.
Oh, sure, and one of the points that I bring up in the book is that we could have bought satellite dishes and TVs for everybody
in the world,
in the Middle East. And,
in the Middle East or in the world?
In the Middle East.
Okay.
And it's a proven fact that no country where people have 200 channels of television has ever undergone significant civil unrest or a war.
So like CSI would have stopped the war dead in its tracks.
Absolutely. It's CSI and a little bit of reality television,
Mm-hmm. What about if we actually paid people? You have a thing in here. You wanted to pay everyone in Iraq to be nice to each other. That's the one I like. What could they have gotten?
Well, basically, you look at what the average Iraqi makes, and we'd have been in a position to give them 3 or 4 times their annual salary for the rest of their lives, just to be nice to each other. And as I said in the book, I'm not saying you got to go next door and wash your neighbor's car or anything or cut his lawn, but just don't put a bomb in his driveway.
So you'd have paid them more than they normally would make. Now, the other one was, it says play ball. And that's the one where you say with $1 trillion, we could have actually, evacuated everybody in Iraq and flown them where? Where would we have flown them to?
Well, we could have brought them over here for a nice long weekend. The idea there is that if we have Iraqis who are distrustful of America, that maybe we need to introduce them to Americans, let them see what this country's really like, and they go home feeling a little bit better about it. So,
we'd give them a fabulous vacation over here. Every Iraqi would come over, see how nice we were, and then they'd go back, and hopefully that vacation would have made them a happier group.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're at a game, and, they see like a Cincinnati Reds fan getting along with a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and they think, hey, maybe people on opposite sides can actually coexist.
I came up with a brilliant idea, I think, the other night on how to end the whole Iraq war without having to fire another shot. And no American lives will be lost ever again. Now, I just want to state for the record that this was after I made a gravity bong, but here's my idea.
Here it is.
You take liquid LSD, we put it in the drinking water supply in Iraq, and we let them drink for like a week, right? Then we fly in every Disneyland character in full costume while they're tripping their balls off. And
let the characters run around.
Yeah, we just march them down the streets of Baghdad, and let's see what Allah's got on a 70-foot goofy speaking Spanish to you. That's what I'm saying.
Rob, you have a whole book just sitting with this guy when he's loaded and listening to this stuff. Now I'm going to list this. This list you have here.
This is a great list.
That everything that could have been bought with the $1 trillion, and go to obviously what we could have done with the money.com. Rob Simpson is here for the $1 trillion. This is the list. Every NFL team that you would have owned all of this. The Yankees and the Mets, 3 Air Force Ones and 3 airports for them, a racetrack, a theme park, a casino. You could have bought a Coke for everyone in the world. Money to prevent the next Katrina or levees to collapse. Right, Rob?
Yeah.
Dracula's Castle and a winery in Napa. 100 children, you could feed them from birth to age 18. you could feed 100 people around the world and house 100 families. Kitchens for 100 disabled veterans. 100 women to start a small business.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I don't. Yeah. 100. You could have adopted 100 polar bears.
Cool.
Right. You could have built 100 miles of monorails to build mass transit, and you could have equipped and built 100 hospitals in third world countries, and that's with the $1 trillion. And don't you think that the world would have thought better of us?
Well, yeah. I mean, the hospitals thing particularly, and as I mentioned in the book, there was a report I was watching from over there in a refugee camp, and a father appealing to this video crew and to the soldiers around them, to help his sick son. And there was really nothing they could do. But I thought, this is enough money to build enough hospitals and equip and staff them to take care of every sick and injured person throughout the Middle East and trouble spots in Africa forever.
But you know what? That's too pussified.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
No, but I'm saying
are you more concerned with your image or preventing terrorism?
I'm my image.
Yeah.
No. But the reality is every time you would say that to anybody, to any announcer, right wing guy or whatever, they would just call you a big pussy and and all. And I said from the beginning of the war, drop tennis shoes, blue jeans, Xboxes, okay,
and porn, and
all
porn.
of it. And no problem. But, Rob, good luck with the book and the website, whatwecouldavedoneWithTheMoney.com. It's all in there.
And Jay,
Rob, thanks a lot.
Jay, just so you know, that list you read, it's not even $1 trillion. All that is still less than $1 trillion, which is what we're paying for the war. And the new estimates are that the Iraq war will cost $3 trillion.
Yeah,
that's actually what Howard will own by 2012. That's what Howard Stern will own by 2012. Rob, thank you. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
Now on Sirius and XM, you can hear the funniest comedy on radio. There's something for everyone on Laugh USA.
John Madden actually said this. Here's a guy who, when he puts his contacts in, he can see better.
For the adults, there's Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy on Blue Collar Radio.
Get her done!
It's all uncensored on Raw Dog.
I love my dog. I'm not rubbing cream on his... I'm Jamie Foxx.
And from executive producer Jamie Foxx,
The Foxhole.
Comedy, music, and entertainment.
Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM. Find out more at Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
If you're self-employed or you run a small business and you need competitive health insurance, pick up the phone and call the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company. These competitive health insurance plans are underwritten by the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company, and coverage may not be available in all states, so call now and see if you qualify. 866-501-MEGA, 866-501-MEGA, 866-501-MEGA.
Do you hold a Class A CDL with a hazardous material endorsement and have at least 1 year's driving experience? Then get ready for a great opportunity at USF Glenmore. USF Glenmore is expanding and growing their business. They now have immediate opportunities for solo and team company drivers in their national and regional divisions. These are great driving opportunities with limited numbers of positions. If you live in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Central or Eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, Missouri, Tennessee, North or South Carolina, Georgia, Northern Alabama, Kentucky, or Southern California, then there may be a great paying over-the-road driving position with great miles, exceptional low-cost benefits, and an excellent company culture available for you. Get more now while positions are available. Call USF Glenmore immediately at 866-280-0663 or apply online at usfglenmore.com. That's 866-280-0663 or usfglenmore.com. Equal opportunity employer.
Out of luck finding the right parts and accessories for your older Sirius radio? Go to TSSradio.com now to get the parts you need. They have replacement Sportster replay radios, Sportster home kits, StarMate replay boomboxes, Soloist to dock and play your Stiletto 100. Looking for a new radio? The a la carte capable StarMate 5 is the answer. TSS Radio prides itself on offering plenty of helpful products and solutions for Sirius subscribers and new customers. Same-day shipping on orders placed before 5 p.m. Central. Don't wait. Visit TSSradio.com or call 773-772-4340 for everything Sirius.
The Jay Thomas Show, where on Monday we'll be on 108 on Sirius and then 139 on XM. Shuli is here also. We'll still be doing Howard 101 and the 70s on 7. This news just came in.
This just in.
A Paula Goodspeed or Goodspeeds, who was in 2006 on American Idol. And was she voted off by Paula Abdul?
You know, she auditioned and couldn't even sing, so...
Oh,
she didn't even make it to the...
No.
Can we hear her interview? Can we hear the interview? Do we have a little bit of an interview?
Inside, we were hoping some talent would shine through.
I'm Paula Goodspeed, and I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm a student. Oh, yeah, definitely. I really think I'm a pop star. They call me fashion genius, I guess.
They do? Who calls you that?
Everybody. They're
Really?
like I go to like entertainment school, my modeling teacher, and she's been in the business for a while.
Right on.
And she's like, how did you come up with that? I mean, it just barely fits. You know, you have to carry yourself a certain way. You have to have a certain personality to be able to carry my look off. Not everybody can do it.
And where on earth?
And she just blew her brains out in front of Paula Abdul's house.
Wow.
And
I hope she got those braces taken off. At some
poor
point.
darling. So she was going to be a rock star, and it just didn't work out for her. See?
We're rolling on a river.
There is a similarity.
Oh, Carl, stop it.
Paula.
Okay, I thought you meant me. Oh my God.
No, Paula and Paula.
Yeah.
Well, Paula, speechless. Don't know what to say.
Is it good or bad?
You know?
All right.
Jesus.
Good God Almighty. Blew her brains out in front of Paula Abdul's house. No, let's not laugh about this.
No, I wasn't. Somebody walked by and
Okay, good.
Made me laugh.
But you know what's sad? Is that she was a nut to begin with.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
And they make fun of these nuts, and and then this is what happened. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. That American Idol is going to kill some people before it's over. And it just started happening, okay?
Poor little Paula.
We're sorry that she's dead. You're sorry she's dead, Shuli, of course?
Absolutely. That's
Garrett,
terrible.
you're sorry she's dead. We're all
she had
sorry
great
she's dead.
cans.
And, you know, it just goes to show you, be careful out there. Because when you are filled with ambition, there's heartache on the other side of the curtain.
And Jay, I think we've learned that reality TV might be a little more real than we all think.
It's the J...